we shall start with a slight recap of last session, where after you guys, attended, or actually mostly served at the party of Lady Jasmine over in Waterdeep, you guys took off on the road with Lord, what was it named? Farah, here to Nightstone, only to find that the entire town has been, well, damaged, and the people have run off, except for some goblins that have moved in. From what you've heard from various one survivor who was stuck in the inn, and even from the goblins themselves that you managed to interrogate, that a few days ago, some cloud giants came by, dropped a bunch of rocks on the town, and took the town's namesake, the Nightstone, and flew off somewhere. Ever since then, the human population, abandoned it, supposedly ran to the caves north, and goblins came down from the caves from the north to, root around in the ruins. Yes. You rescued some people that were there. For example, the one human woman here in the inn, and a couple other humans from over here in the keep. But you did discover that the leader of this town has died.
Yes.
Yep.
Lady Velanor Henda.
Yes.
Crushed by a giant boulder.
Yes.
Yep.
Squished.
Yep. Well, it happens. Alright. So, you guys spoke to the keep, discovered some cool stuff. Then you came down into the town and decided to start raiding the trading post. You've gotten yourselves nicely outfitted with a few cheap objects. But as you're finishing up your raiding, you look over and see Holdier, your sailor buddy, suddenly turn a weird color and just collapse to the ground. There's a black bile coming up from his mouth.
Oh, oops.
What did you do?
I melted the sword on his hand.
What?
The sword was
what?
attacking us.
You melted the sword on his hand.
Yeah, he was holding it, I melted it, and it was attacking us.
Right.
Have you never seen an animated sword before?
No.
Well, it's a sword that comes to life when a trap's triggered. And it attacked us, and I melted it. I was holding it like an idiot.
I want to see if he's lying.
You can tell that he's telling the absolute truth. He somehow melted his sword right onto this guy's hands. And you can see by looking down at the body that both of his hands have metal embedded in them now.
Right.
Metal. It's awesome. It's metal as fuck.
His eyes are still open, but they're filming over as his tongue protrudes from his mouth.
It's foaming at the mouth now. I was like, oh wait, I think you might have rabies. Never mind.
Well, I won't blame the death on you, I suppose. Maybe. Just don't melt any other swords on us.
Well, as long as they're not alive and attacking us, you should be fine.
Can't remember that.
Noted.
Don't grab any floating swords. It's as simple as that.
So, do you guys wish to raid his buddy, or will you pretend to be respectful and just leave it there?
I will raid the shit out of his body, because he would do that to any one of us.
Is what he would wanted, you say?
Well noted.
Sure, he won't. She'll probably just close his
Alright.
eyes.
You discover he has a war pick, a warhammer, a war axe. He has splint mail, a full explorer's pack, something he just lists as loot, 2 bullseye lanterns, 4 things of oil, a set of manacles. Hold on, I'm just trying to see if there's anything in that. Nope, nothing in loot. Oh, yeah, is where everything in his notes is just about that. Oh, loot is he still has a mace, a gem, and a necklace. I think it's that. It was that necklace that you found earlier.
Yeah, I'm gonna take those back. So I'll
Alright.
have the 4 of them, and the rest of that shit, I don't think I can 3 feet tall. Bless you. We're great. Dogs. The rest of that shit, I guess we could just. How big are the lanterns?
They're a bullseye lantern. So whatever size a bullseye lantern is.
You know, I'll just. I mean, I have dark vision, but you know, I don't know who doesn't have dark vision. Yeah, I'll take.
Oh, I forgot about the money, but he's also got 5 silver and that's gold. 123 gold.
How many people are in the party right now?
There's 5 of you, I believe. Yep, 5 of you.
Yeah, alright, so what's the plan here then? I'm just going
I'm
to
gonna
say,
give
like,
everybody-
overlooking. Meh, he's dead.
I'm gonna give everybody 24 gold.
Well, I'm not going to say no.
If there's nothing else we need to do in town, I should probably get the hell out of here.
Well, the carriage left without you, so you might not be able to get out of here anytime soon. Unless you want to try walking down the road.
I mean,
What
I
did we
thought
tell the Lord? Did we tell him we were gonna go back to town, or did we tell him we were gonna go
I
investigate the caves?
I thought we were gonna. We could go investigate the caves.
That's why he was. That's why he was evacuating the people who were still in the town.
Yeah.
Let's get to the caves then.
We're going to have to lower the bridge once more.
Mm-hmm. I guess
Alright.
lowering the bridge isn't that much of an issue.
All right. Now, as for the as you guys head out onto the road heading north, Fawn, how about you introduce yourself? You're walking through the woods, and you come across a group of people, including a gnome and a dragonborn.
The corner of your
So-
eye, you spot.
So you see clearly a high elf in a very fancy looking robe. He has silver hair, really long silver hair. He doesn't look strong, that's for sure. You could probably guess that he's some sort of magic user. Oh, wait, there's another high elf?
hmm
Yay, I'm not the only high elf.
So yeah, you'd probably instantly notice that there's a high elf in this party. Along with a mongrel, a half elf, and what appears to be a human.
I don't know about you, but I should be the strangest gnome you've ever seen, because I am wearing a vest with no shirt underneath it, really long hair, and tattoos.
Yeah, he's a metal gnome bard.
Fucking heavy metal, yo.
Okay. Just
Like heavy metal, but not even a dwarf, but a gnome bard.
Darn that. Three.
Yeah, same here, Camsine. That's how I always see Fan as well. Or
yeah, that's sort of how I see Fan a little bit.
But yeah, you guys come across him as you're making your way north towards the cave, and he's making his way south.
What's up with that guy? The fun's up north is north of us. I don't know why he's going south. Where?
Where? Hey!
Yeah, he's from this town.
Where are you going?
What's it to use?
We're
Point.
we're going to check out like a cave, and there's something going on there. What's going on there again?
The townsfolk fled up there because the cloud giants bombed the shit out of their town with rock.
Yeah,
And their
there's some
special stone.
innocent people up there. Like, want to come along?
Will I
Give you
get
some
paid?
help. I'll pay you
So the guy,
if you help.
Well, might as well. I'm gonna get some money off of it.
Aww.
Exactly, Grizzle.
No, I'm thinking of reading what Crabstein said.
just hide behind the dome. Get very far.
So, High Elf. Not you, Shuria.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm a high
What?
dome. And I pull out my pipe.
not you. What relations do you have to this town?
Well, is Fawn his typical scholarly self?
Pardon?
Is Fawn his typical scholarly self?
Yes.
Then he's probably heading down. That he's heard of this thing called the Nightstone in the middle of Nightstone with weird old ruins on it. So he's probably coming down here, like, he probably was visiting the elves that don't usually talk to anybody in civilization up to the north, and are now coming down south to visit this Nightstone place that he's heard about from them. Ruins. Sorry. I always
No,
do
just
that.
don't want him to get confused because ruins are
Yeah.
Ruin.
I'm building ruins.
Yeah, it's kind of like with my dad in the car today. He kept saying node, and I kept hearing it as no when he was describing some stuff I should be, should take some time to learn. But, yeah, so that's probably why you'd be coming down here at this point, Fawn.
Okay, well. I'm down here to investigate some runes at night.
Oh, good luck with that. But I still get ripped up by a bunch of cloud giants.
Yeah,
It's gone.
poof.
Yeah, and you're probably not gonna find a good place to sleep either. The inn is crushed, and
Destroyed.
the people have fled.
Yep. The town literally got the shit bombed out of it by a bunch of cloud giants. Rocks.
That he has.
Yes. The government of this town is flat out a joke.
You gave her a proper burial. She's, at least she's been buried.
She's buried. I'm not to joke about her.
She's buried and we didn't steal her ring.
Exactly.
We were extra nice to her corpse.
I'm a dick, not an asshole.
Anyway, fun. What is your response to them?
You guys seem like a very odd group. To be
Yes,
honest.
they are.
Yes, apart from, what looks to be a feeble high elf walking alone.
Hey, I can stand up to pretty much anything I can come across, so I'm pretty fine walking on my own. Thank you.
I believe. Yeah. So you're coming along to help us?
Might as well. Don't have too much do if there's not much in this town, village. Might as well.
It might lead you towards the Nightstone.
Well, there's no way I can turn that down.
Anywho, we should probably get going.
Then let's go.
All right. So, from your position along the road heading north, you estimate that it's about a mile that the caves in question, that you don't exactly know where it is, but it's about a mile outside of town. So give me a perception check or investigation, whichever you fancy.
Ooh.
I am good at neither. Oh, yeah, proficiency in one of them now.
So,
Jeez.
Heinz, you instantly discover the footprints in the ground of both the goblins that came down here originally and have now fled probably back towards these caves, and the villagers, their booted feet. The goblin prints are the most fresh, but they seem to be following the same route as the booted feet of the people from this village, which are several days old at this point. So you know exactly how to get there. It doesn't take very long, and you find yourself around a hill. There's a clear entrance right here, with some trees topping it. See, south face of a rocky hill topped with pine trees. Blah blah blah. But there might be other entrances if you wish to take the time to investigate the area, or you can check it out. Fun, from your perspective, having spent some time recently with the elves there, you heard stories that very recently, as in within the last week, they had been driving goblins out of their forest.
Oh, okay.
So it's very so it's very possible that it's the same goblins that have now taken up residence here.
Yeah, I'm also pointing it out that it is goblins that we're after, if we didn't already know.
Ah. That would be
Looking
those
for the population of the town.
Oh, sorry, a month ago, sorry. That happened a month ago. There's another statement for something that happened a week ago, but the wood elves drove you know that wood elves drove goblins out of the Ardeep forest, which you've been spending time in recently, about a month ago. And they were driving them down south, which is around this area.
So could have those goblins.
Yes.
Okay.
Nope. I found a pretty rock.
I said I.
Shiny.
I'm gonna kind of just see if I see anyone that notices us, or I can also make it into entrances.
Do you wish to climb the top of the hill to look around, or are you just going to attempt to stand in one place?
I'll probably climb the hill and still not see.
All right. The hill is a bit sharp. Just roll a strength check.
Oh, goody.
You attempt to ascend the hill and trip on a root and get tumbling backwards towards your companions. You don't take any damage, but you land on your back in the mud and look very indignant.
I was gonna say he takes damage to his pride.
Yes, she does.
Heinz looks down
I'm gonna
on
try to see if I
Furia.
can find. Where we look for an entrance into the cave.
No, you see an entrance into the cave. You can go up to this entrance, or you can look around to see if there's anything else you wish to see.
Oh, I'll try that. I'll do an investigation.
Are there any kind of tracks? Like, I know there's tracks going in.
I got 22.
Yeah, there's tracks leading up there. You're about 100 feet away at this point.
Are there any that like go off in a different direction? Like, nope.
That's what you're rolling your checks for. Anthony, Cage, in addition to that, as you peer around for a bit, you begin to notice a sound. It's kind of like a soft snoring sound. And it's coming from right near the entrance, where you can clearly see, even from this angle, because the entrance is kind of sloped upwards, that there is a large patch of mud. And it seems rather lumpy.
Lumpy mud.
Yep.
Yeah, I told him, hey guys, that giant mound of mud is boring.
Oh, that's not normal.
Could I look at the mud
Survival
and
check?
tell anything more from it? Like, is it something I should recognize? Where is
Sure.
it? What should I roll?
Right. Yeah.
Perception or investigation.
Ooh,
You're
investigation.
100 feet away from it at the moment.
All right.
I'm gonna be stupid and just go up and sniff it.
All right. Give me 1 second to finish putting your tokens out.
John is gonna stay close to her because she's
Yeah.
probably gonna get hit by something.
I'm also gonna stick with her.
1 second. Let me move you guys a little bit down there.
Oh
There
my
we go.
god, there's two of me. That's awesome.
Wait, you're
Sorry.
actually Eric?
Sorry about that. Okay, now, as you look around, you see a large arm just kind of reach up from the mud for a moment and stretch, and you hear a large yawning noise. And then a soft plop as the arm falls back down into the mud.
Gross.
What?
I'm gonna jump back from that and be like, that mud just moved.
Well, what's snoring just a minute ago?
Maybe we should just let it sleep.
Are we using the map here to represent where it is, or are we just
Yeah.
using it in mind?
I'm gonna take, like, poke it from 30 feet away. Poke the mud.
Poke the mud.
You see an ugly bald head kind of lift up and go, ugh, who's there? What? Is that you?
Nope.
Why is
It
the
kind
mud
of-
talking?
It kind of wipes the mud off its face and blinks over at you guys. Ugh!
Hello.
Ugh! You're not a goblin.
If
Well-
I did that,
No, I'm
I
a
would be
gnome.
about there.
All right.
I'm moving myself to where I would have had to have been to poke. If that's
Alright.
where it's gonna appear,
Yeah.
that's about how close I would have been to it. Because the mage hand
Yeah.
level is only 30 feet.
I
So
would
Yeah.
have
I'll be about there.
You can feel the heat of the pool from here. Not kind of like rubs the back of the ogre kind of rubs the back of its head and just kind of looks at you guys, especially at the gnome, as seems to be creeping closer to the mud pit. Goes,
I'm
ugh,
sorry there.
yeah.
Hello.
Goes, ugh, more of you little things that aren't goblins. He stretches.
Actually, I have a question about that.
What?
Where'd they go?
Where did what go?
The other little things that aren't goblins.
Ugh, inside. Where else would such things go?
You know, I don't know, which is why I'm asking you. I appreciate the answer.
Are you keeping them inside?
Gotta ask Boss Hark about that. You kind
Can we
of start
go in and ask?
you start standing up, and all of a sudden you notice that you're looking at a very naked ogre who he does have a great club in one hand, but other than that, he's completely
Yes,
naked.
Great club.
Oh my.
Damn.
So yeah, like
Oh.
you now have an image burned into your brain of a naked male ogre.
This is not the first time Cage has seen this.
Wow. Alright, you know what? Tell me that story later.
Please don't. Yeah, where is this dude?
Well, thanks for the information, sir.
So
Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to go in and inquire about these other little things that aren't goblins.
Sure.
If that's what you do.
probably gotta talk to Boss Hawk. Just go inside.
Thanks,
Oh.
dude. Appreciate it.
I'm just
You
gonna
like
walk up
finger
and go.
guns?
How do you spell hawk?
Spell?
Right. I just gonna walk past him.
Ignore my friend. I walked past him as well.
Same. Yeah, just run.
So the ogre kind of sits back down in the mud as you guys pass him by and just kind of yawns again. He's kind of mumbling something to himself.
That guy's a good guard.
I guess it's happened you hire someone of such a low intelligence to guard our house.
If that was a god, I will be laughing.
It reminds me of the time that I went and partied with some ogres and trolls.
Is that when you ended up seeing one naked?
Yeah, he got really drunk. And they were playing strip, whatever game they were playing, and got naked.
Strip beat me up.
Yeah. They were wrestling naked, it was weird. It was about that time that I kind of left.
Are you sure they were wrestling?
That's what I told myself. Feel better.
Please remind me to never go partying with you.
Don't worry, you won't
Well,
need to be
the
reminded
fun
of
is
that.
had. All the fun is.
Alright. So, you guys have made it into the what's referred to as the Dripping Caves. You just passed by the ogre bathing, but, you know, he didn't seem to be much of a threat. He's mostly sleeping in that mud. However, those of you with dark vision can see up in the ledges of the cave are several goblins. They are kind of watching you with interest from up there, but mostly trying to, stay put.
Hi guys. I wave.
I light the torch because no dark vision. Yay.
I asked him, do you want to use this bullseye lantern that I rooted off of his corpse?
Of course, and I'll tie it to my belt, and then I can have out like a weapon and a shield while walking. Because fuck trusting goblins.
Yeah, I got like dark vision.
Okay, that's weird. My goblin tokens. For some reason, my goblin token has gone missing. Right, hold on 1 second.
I agree.
That's weird.
I've always thought that too.
Well, I put things into a bunch of different little sections so that I'm not looking at a huge list every time, and
That's probably with my own.
yeah, and for some reason my goblin token has gone missing. That's weird.
It deleted itself. Goblins do that.
It was probably hiding. Thankfully,
Got tired of getting killed. Got tired of being cannon fodder.
yeah. Thankfully, with the purchase of the monster the monster manual for Roll20, I can just automatically drag and drop tokens off, and I'm no longer, having to worry about stupid little things like resetting a token every time I have to do that for every game.
That's true.
So you kind of catch sight of a couple goblins up on the ledge. The ledges around you.
They were
gazing
watching
down.
us, were they?
Yeah, they're watching you guys.
They're curious.
As you kind of get more into the cave. Oh, sorry, the ledges are over here. Yeah, I didn't want to have to do dark the dark thing, so I just did this thingy.
Yeah.
So the ledges the goblins you could see stare down at you, and you could hear the sounds of arrows being pulled back, and says, "Halt!" One of them yells.
Okay. What's up, guys?
Why have you come to our caves?
We're looking for.
I'm just gonna I'm just gonna step up to it and go, "Silence, you buffoon! I'm here to meet your boss."
Hey, shut up!
Roll a intimidation check, please.
Intimidation, shit. Oh, with deception.
Well, it sounded more like you were trying to intimidate, but if you want to do deception instead, that's fine.
Him. Could I roll deception?
You can roll either. It just sounded like you were trying to be intimidating, so.
Bollocks.
Shit.
Time to get shot, peeps.
Right.
You see several more goblin faces peering down from everything with arrows pointed at you.
Oh my god. Let me do the talking.
Shit.
I look at the cobblestones. Ignore him. He's being a jackass. We're looking for humans. The humans that fled the town a mile south of.
They ain't your problem anymore, one of the goblins says. They came here to our home. We took them prisoner. They're ours now.
Okay.
Well, then,
Turn around,
Okay.
leave, or join their fate.
Now let me ask you this: what can we? What do you want for their release?
A couple of the goblins are talking to each other. Anybody speak Goblinoid? Speak Goblin, I'm sorry.
No.
I knew I should have chosen.
Gonna have to go with nope.
Alright.
You should
So-
have chosen that language.
So the goblins seem to be looking at each other and chattering in Goblin, and kind of look back and says, "Wait here. We will ask the boss to see if there's anything you might be willing to trade."
Alright.
And no, the little goblins kind of vanishes into the darkness,
Have you
hopping
seen
down
it,
off the
yeah?
ledge. What?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just gonna ask if you would reveal this.
Yeah, you can kind of see that, but there's a lot of the cave gets kind of narrow, and so it's harder to see past that.
Okay.
So let's see where the boss is at. Alright,
Yeah.
so that's in that section. And
Yeah, I thought I
that
could use
is
my
So,
usual city bullshit to get past them. Sorry, guys.
so after a few minutes, you hear the sound of large rats, and please don't move your tokens. I'm just revealing the area so that I can put the tokens down more easily.
Okay.
And a goblin who appears to be in charge comes striding down, along with that's how the token's set up. Along with its little dudes, and a couple of giant rats that you can see, kind of surrounding him. He is looking down at you, looking over at you guys with still the goblins on high alert around you, with their arrows pointed at you, and says, "You have come to negotiate for your people."
Wasn't our original intention, but yeah, we'd like them to be released. It's cool. We didn't know they were captured. We thought they were just hiding here from the cloud giants.
Well, they are ours now.
I
They
got
came
that.
here
Which
seeking
one of
shelter.
them?
He kind of thinks for a moment and kind of rubs his chin. He kind of looks over at the rest of his people for a moment. "I will ransom them back to you for 1 gold per villager."
How many villagers are we talking?
This is great. I don't think they can count. Let's just tell them there's 5.
At the moment, he says there are still trying to see. There's an indistinct number of villagers left. Let me see how many are still here. Alright. Give me 1 second to count up everybody.
Alright, I do have a quick question for you, Grizz. Out of character.
Give me a second to count, and then I can do that.
Cool. shit. Hey guys,
Alright, he thinks for a moment, nods his head, and says, "There's about 30 of them left."
What'd you do with the other ones?
He shrugs. "Do you need to know that in order to pay the ransom?"
Well, yeah.
Yes.
I think she just wants to know.
"When we were driven from our old home, we had no food. Nothing, no supplies.
Yep,
The
that's what I thought.
villagers have solved some of that for now."
Other character, how much are those gold necklaces worth, Chris? The ones that I picked up?
Right.
I mean, we have the money.
Oh yeah, that's not the issue. I was just curious how much.
We have the money, but do we suffer cannibalistic monsters?
Yeah, John is totally on the fence for I don't like evil things. Let's murder evil. Because Paladin.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at John and just go.
The 3 gold necklaces are worth 250 gold each.
Shit, fuck that. I'll just give them the gold. I'm like, alright. I got
I'm
30
kinda-
gold right here.
Lean to Cage and speak in Gnomish.
What's up?
I thought you wanted to back down from a party.
Well, if this is for the survival of the villagers, I'd rather pay them.
Who's to say they won't try to capture him back?
Right.
Well, we're gonna have to take that risk. If I'd rather not fight all of these
We'll pay.
goblins in their home turf.
We'll look
John?
over to Shiorian, talk in Elvish, and go, "Let the man pay, and then once the villagers are out, we'll kill them all."
John walks over and he puts down 30 gold. Can you promise me you'll give us all the villagers you have here?
Yes.
All the humans?
If you only want the humans, that can be
No,
arranged.
we want everybody. We want all the
Everyone.
villagers.
Wow.
Everyone. Everything that isn't a goblin or a monster or a rat.
He kind of glares at you a bit. "Monsters, ha!" He kind of looks over and points a finger towards. Well, I guess Fan's not visible, is he? Where is Fan?
Underneath camp scene.
Oh, he's behind me in my screen.
He gestures over towards Fan and Shiori, and a little bit towards Heinz. Well, he's kind of gesturing because it's in that. Creatures like that are monsters.
That's totally fair. He meant goblinkin, trolls, and giant rats. Right, John?
No trolls here, he says, and claps his hands together. The goblins are still aiming arrows all at you. As he extends his hand, gathers up the
I
gold.
go up to him. I go up to face to face and I go, "Here's the gold. Lead us to the villagers. That way we may escort them out of your cave and back to their home."
Have the elves stay right here, and I will escort the 2 of you in front.
Can I follow
That's
halfway?
totally fine.
No, sounds good.
He's a half elf.
No, you guys.
You four
You
can
guys
stay
stay
here. Me and Gage can take care of this.
Give me a second to discover where this is
do
exactly.
anything.
I won't do anything if they don't.
Please don't.
I'll only defend myself.
Pretty sure Cam is just playing with this mud right here. Like she's not even paying attention to what you guys are doing.
Just like, just after everyone leaves, she looks up and go, "Oh, goblins."
Where's the gnome?
Nobody cares what the gnome is. The gnome is the gnome. As he gets out of another ogre kind of stumbles out. This one's clearly a female. She's got she at least is partially clothed. She's got some sort of hide armor on. Got some clubs and some javelins, and she's gazing down at you and looks at Heinz and says, "You look good to eat."
Trust me, I don't taste good.
Until you should be like, what way?
So, what do you four do that night since you've been marooned? I think Camstone said she's playing with mud.
It's like hot mud too, like a hot mud bath.
Yep.
Just rolling around in it like a dog.
What am I doing?
I'm just ready to react if they do anything that tries to hurt one of us.
Yeah, I'm just paying attention once, fiddling with my thieves' tools.
Yeah, Fan will probably be on high alert and slightly annoyed.
Alright, so, meanwhile, Cage and John have been escorted over into one side. A few bats, fly away at your approach, kind of squeaking as you're led through these tunnels. And you hear, human, voices speaking in common, kind of like chatting to each other in fear, as like, oh no, they're coming back, blah blah blah. And you're led over to this pit where you could see huddled and dirty faces of humans, dwarf, even a tiefling or two down there.
Hi.
We've come to get you.
You've come to save us, somebody says. And you hear, it's like, somebody tries to cheer, but then some people are still like, they're, trying to be hopeful, but at the same time they think that this is a ruse of some kind, that they're just all about to die, that sort of thing.
You can see. Listen to me carefully.
You can see that the pit itself is 20 feet down.
Listen to me carefully. Keep quiet. Don't talk to anyone other than myself or the paladin. You all will see the light of day.
Alright. So, at this point, a ladder is kicked down into the pit by the goblins. It's kind of anchored to the outside of the pit. And they kind of like stand back, but keep wary as you guys are allowed to help get them out from the pit itself.
Is this everyone?
Yep, everyone who's still alive.
I'm asking the villagers.
The villagers kind of look at each other, and then finally a male shield dwarf steps forward and says, "Aye, this is everyone all of us who's left. Did Lady Nandar send you?"
No, she was crushed by a rock.
His eyes just got this look of utter sadness in them, and he kind of wipes a hand across them and goes, "Oh dear, no, this is terrible."
We were on a hunting trip with Lord Farah from Waterdeep, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Waterdeep. We were on a hunting trip with Lord Farah from Waterdeep. We came across your destroyed village. And we found that you guys had come up here in the north, and now we're here. So we're going to escort you as far as we can until Lord Farah shows up. We'll escort those of you who are uninjured back to...
The dwarf kind of nods a bit and says, "All right, as long as you're here to save us." And I take it you had to make a deal with these creatures. Kind of glares up at the goblins.
I put my hand on his shoulder because he's one of the few people that I can do that.
Oh no, he's down below in the pit, 20 feet below. You're up above.
Oh, I thought he climbed up and we were having...
No, he's yelling this to you as a few children are being sent up first and other people, but he's kind of decided that since Lady Nandar's dead, he's one now in charge, so he's making sure that everybody else gets out while he stays there to make sure of it.
Yeah, we made a deal with the goblins for you guys. It's myself, the paladin of Bahamut, and a couple of elf friends that we have, and a dragon. So we'll escort you as far as we can.
Oh, thank you.
I look at the goblin leader. And I go, and I give him I ask him I'm gonna give you 20 more gold to make sure that you guys are of your word. It's not that I don't believe you. It's just that these people and trying to get them home. That's my primary concern.
They're the ones that came to our home, Gnome.
I
Wasn't
totally get that.
We didn't invade their town. We just went to pick up the pieces after they left it. They tried to invade our home.
But this should help you get food if you ever need. So I give them ensure that they don't have to.
Alright. So, you guys, the elves and Comstein at this point.
Cam's still playing in the bud, but she's just gonna like stay as an elvish. I don't trust these things one bit. It's their nature to be devious. They're gonna attack us, so be ready.
Yes, Heinz, that you can. Heinz just whispered something to me. So Comstein is, okay, cool, doing that.
She's not looking away from playing bud. She's just like saying it to them in elvish.
Yeah. And humans and even a tiefling, actually 2 tieflings, a tiefling woman and a young tiefling man, come, strolling past you guys, heading to the entrance of the cave. What do you guys do?
Well, I'm just staring intently at the ogre.
She wants your man meat, your elf meat.
I'm just going to
You want to make some half ogres, Heinz?
The other ogre, as the people start filing out, this time he's at least partially dressed, so you're no longer looking at him naked. Comes wandering in with his great club slung over his shoulder and some mud still dripping off him. And, everything's getting away. It looks like the bosses said it's okay if the rest of these little guys, he's kind of pointing at the goblins, aren't doing anything about it.
Yeah.
So after a couple of minutes, all the people have gotten up out of the pit. The dwarf is the last one to come up, and he kind of claps the gnome on the shoulder. Says, "Come on, let's make haste back to Nightstone."
I agree. I look at the goblin leader, like, thank you for allowing us. And then I also turn to.
Yeah, get out of here. This isn't a place for you.
I look at the rest of the group and I tell them, "All right, guys, let's get the fuck out of here
Alright.
now." And I tell everybody to go first, and I'll follow behind them.
And
Alright.
the dwarf apparently is sticking with you, Cage.
All right, that's fair.
Shake the mud off my hands and head out of the cave.
I follow behind.
Alright, so you return to Nightstone without anybody attacking you. Hooray! But did you get the impression that they wouldn't be too happy to see you again if you come back? So, as you head back, you learn the following: that the dwarf that has basically appointed himself as leader now is the owner and proprietor of the inn. He says that his name is Morak Urgrey.
Earl Grey, like the tree, not like the tea.
You are gray.
You are grey. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Wizards of the Coast has a strange sense of humor when it comes to their names.
You know there's a volcano in Faerun called Hot Now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You
As he's telling me this, I also tell him that he probably already knows this, but his town was ravaged by Americans, and they ripped up.
Well, that's the reason why they well, are talking about the goblins or the giants?
The giant.
Well, they know that. That's the reason they left.
Yeah. I asked him if there's any reason why the cloud giants want.
Yeah, someone's typing very loudly.
Oh, sorry.
God, loud. Shame on.
So, in addition to the gnome and the tieflings that you saw, you also see a few unarmed guards. They all look kind of ragged. A very shaken priest of some kind, probably the guy that ran to the temple. You see various nobles and children. So you said there's at least two tieflings. There's a woman that looks to be in her 40s, and her son's actually in late 20s, so he's not a young man. He's more, at least in this sort of situation. But you also discover that, well, for one thing, you discover that tiefling is a midwife. You discover that another family that's here owns and operates the windmill. Another one is the potato and turnip farmers. Another family is the pumpkin and squash family. They appear to be really upset because they lost 3 of their number while inside the caves themselves. They're pretty much just leaving behind only a 15-year-old girl and a young 11-year-old boy. Their parents and older sister were all eaten, apparently.
Sorry to hear about your loss.
Yeah, another family is, let's see, wheat farmers, and then there's a couple of halflings. Only the husband of that family died, and it was because of the rock that fell on their house. So it's like a woman and her 4 young children. But thankfully, she's just grateful that that at least her children all survived, and she runs the local apothecary.
I tell them that I don't think there's anything left for them at their town. If they want to stay, that's up to them, but I'd recommend first. I think we can get you into the Temple of Bahamut and possibly speak to one of the nobles helping you out.
They kind of nod slowly. Well, some of them do, and others are like, "No, but this is our town. We shouldn't have left we shouldn't have run away to those caves in the first place." Blah blah blah. You know, the normal things you hear. And then the dwarf kind of holds up his hands and says, "Settle down. This place can be rebuilt, yes, but you know, unless we want to contend with those goblins and of course the elves that we constantly had to worry about to the north, maybe we should consider just finding a new home." Finding a place that would accept us.
At least come with us, so you're safe, and then we can, like I said, discuss with one of the noble families to helping you out and getting you adequate protection in town while you rebuild.
All right. Since you've now left the caves and have, you know, thankfully you left them without, you know, you left them without combat, but. At this point, everybody is now advancing in this party to level 4.
Yay!
Whoa.
Oh, now I have to decide what the fuck I want to do.
Whoa, I was not ready for that.
Alright. As you talk it over, Morik says that some of the people there are actually eager to hand out quests to you guys. So, Morik says that his friend and neighbor, Samil Southwell, was killed in the giant attack. Although she had no family here in Nightstone, Samil spoke often about her brother, Markham. Morik knows that Markham is the sheriff of Bryn Shandir, and is asking you guys if you at some point can travel all the way to Icewind Dale to deliver the sad news of Samil's passing.
I will absolutely.
Murik also mentions, actually no, all of these I think are Murik's requests given by Murik. Murik also says that an elderly couple was killed when the giants bombarded the village, but they had a son called Miros who lives in Goldenfields. And if you guys have a chance to get to Goldenfields, maybe to tell, yeah, sorry, let me finish. To find their son Miros and let him know that his parents died in the attack. He then also says that his friend Darthag Olgar was eaten by giant rats. Darthag ran the Lion's Shield Coaster trading post, the one that you guys raided. And his ex-wife runs a similar trading post all the way in Tribor. Murik is asking if you guys might think about going to Tribor in order to deliver the news to her about his passing. Her name is Alestra Olgar.
Do you type those in?
Oh, okay. Sure, I'll type that as you guys finish your leveling up.
Alright.
So you guys now have been handed 3 extra quests if you wish to do any of them, or just, hire somebody to do them for you. It's up to you.
I will absolutely do. They asked us to.
Yeah.
I mean,
One of the reasons I wanted to have 2 parties, for example, is just this. If you wish to have one group going off to talk to any of these people, the travel times can be kind of unfun in that sense if you're just doing day by day. Meanwhile, you have a group that has stuff they wish to be doing in Waterdeep. So my thought is that while one group is busy traveling, another group has been, we're focused in mostly on the group that's in Waterdeep planning stuff. The only downside is at that point we'll be splitting we'll no longer be giving levels to people in the currently inactive group, if you know what I mean. So
I'm not interested in doing 2 parties. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the other problem.
I mean, we could just change to one party and continue with this storyline. Or if you guys want to continue with one that, I don't know.
Well, I mean, you don't have to do this one at all. I'm just saying if you wish to, then you have those options.
I think it's that show. Actually,
Fuck me.
No.
NT.
it's
There you go.
four.
Do we also level the other characters?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about the possibilities here.
Awesome.
Like, switching over to other characters mid the game, or what were you thinking?
How about you guys talk that over while I take a really fast trip to the bathroom?
Hmm. Nice.
Okay, back. You guys decide anything?
Nope.
All right.
Figuring
So
out what spell I'm gonna take.
okay. Here are some of the options. There is the completely forget. Completely disregard. Forget anything that's any of these quests of helping anybody else out because it's not really your business. You've just been you've just been asked, and so it's really not important to you guys. There's the completely forget about what's going on in Waterdeep and follow one of those, or there's a third option if you guys don't want to split the party up, which is you return to Waterdeep and send one or two people backup characters to the various locations. You've already seen on the quest board that there's various caravans heading to each of those spots after a while.
That.
And while it's a possibility that those secondary characters could end up dead in a random event that may or may not happen there, you at least don't have to focus on them, and it'll explain how they have the same level as the rest of the party when they come back, and they'll be able to report on what happened there. How's that?
You know what?
Which one of those things sounds the best to you guys?
I can send Woe. That's what he does. He travels anyway, so Woe.
So only one reaction.
Yeah,
I guess you
Well,
guys
I'm
are
trying to
varying
understand
level.
what the
That's cool.
point is of splitting the party.
No, I was talking about splitting the party. I was talking about your secondary characters. We keep one party, and you send off your secondary characters to handle any of these reportment businesses that we have here. If you don't want to do two party, the primary, the two groups section, because you already said you didn't want to do that, then you can either ignore one of your quest things entirely, or send your secondary characters.
Well, that's
to work
kind
on that.
of the way games work. You can't do
Yeah.
everything at once.
I know.
You make a choice, and then you don't do one thing, and you do the other. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. I wouldn't say you would have to do anything about that. It's just random dice rolls to find stuff out.
I was thinking if none of our party members feel like doing any of these quests, we're pretty much done here. I guess John would maybe want to go up and kill all those goblins. Heinz would probably want to go back to Waterdeep. I know.
Going back to Waterdeep anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, Woken delivered the message. It's not that big of a. Nobody else wants to go traveling.
Yeah. You know what? John will go along as a representative of the church and someone who was here, and then I'll switch to my other character.
Alright.
Useless.
Mm-hmm.
How many rounds is a minute?
Uh,
I think it's 10.
10, because
so
around.
60 seconds around, I
Mhm.
think.
Thank you.
Alright, I think it's decided then. We're just gonna continue with the Waterdeep quest line and send some characters off.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes. I don't care if everything that was just said there.
And you guys did make some money on this trip. And you gained some, new friends.
Did we pass Lord What's His Face on the way back?
Oh, no, you just made it back to the town. Lord What's-His-Face left earlier with those people. It's still going to be another day or two before he comes back.
That's fair.
Yeah, he's supposed to come
Well,
back
yeah.
for us.
Which is why you were locking yourselves into town.
Yeah, and he's
The
bringing
gates.
aid, isn't he?
Yeah. So you're going to bring aid, probably, some carts and, to get people out of here and stuff. Possibly more people to hunt the goblins, depending.
Right.
To answer your whisper, Shuri, I have no idea.
I guess we'll just manually do it, maybe? Because it should be +9 now. As initiative.
There's probably like a modification to attributes or something that you can do.
It's always says like output, roll options, send to tracker, and break ties. Under initiative.
No, not that. Look on your character on your regular character sheet,
Oh, attribute abilities.
and
Okay.
put it into edit mode.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Let's see. There's modifiers over here. Check under modifiers. You might be able to add something there.
There it is. Let's see if I do. I like that.
A simpler time.
Oh, I guess I get spells.
So when you guys are finished leveling up, we can go into more details.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just finishing typing in the spells.
Oh, and I have to pick a meta magic. Yay. Get 4 first level. 2nd.
Hmm.
Yeah, Shield Horse is no name from Mountain Bluff. Okay.
Oh, sure.
There we go.
So this. Damn it.
I can't figure out how to take off the hit thing. When I read the spell Q.
Ah. Is that where I went wrong? Yeah, there we are. All right, I'm done.
All right. So, you guys, rest up as people gather their belongings from the, what's left of them from the various houses. You've kept the gate closed to keep out any patrols that might come by of people that want, more to raid this town. And nothing eventful happens over the next 2 days as the people, gather their supplies, finish getting their stuff together. Nobody seems to have noticed that you had also raided some of their supplies at various times. For one thing, the person who ran the trader's post is dead. So there's really, people are also taking advantage of, they've lost a lot of stuff. This guy's dead and, can't use the stuff anymore. Exactly. Exactly. That's their mentality too. So, they gather that stuff up. And on the third day, which Timeline. Where are you, timeline? There we go. So on the 10th of Flame Roll, a bunch of wagons and carriages come riding up along with various well-armored folk. Lord Farah is, of course, leading the charge here. Says, and he comes, stops before the gate, which, the drawbridge, which is currently up. Shouts out and says, "Hail!"
I'll be at the. What's up? Hang on, let me lower this thing.
That needs two of you to lower, so I take it John is still with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John is helping.
So he comes, riding in on a horse. And he's got a couple carriages behind him. It seems that you have rescued the villagers after all. Excellent.
Well, we rescued some of them. The other ones got eaten.
Terrible news, but
Yeah.
there's something about goblins, right? What do you expect?
Yep. That's true.
Anyway, you ready to get out of here?
Yeah.
You see
we'll
people
grab
gathering
up
here in
villagers.
the square, with their stuff. It looks like this place is no longer going to be a tourist destination.
Unfortunately, not.
Well, they can probably find some nearby village to put them in. What about Warvaria? I've heard they've got plenty of space there.
That's up to the villagers, really.
Well, where do you suppose we should take them first?
I called the dwarf over and asked. I asked him, I was like, is there any particular place that you guys want to go? It's not here.
Someplace safe. We're ready for a new start.
We're ready. Yeah, we'll take them to the nearest village. See how many people want to stay there. And go off of that.
Alright.
Unless anybody else has
No,
a
no
different.
objection here.
No.
Now the question comes, do you guys wish to go with them to their new location, or do you wish to head just straight back to Waterdeep?
Well, I think we need to head back to Water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they have protection of the other people, so I guess we're gonna be fine.
Yep.
Yeah, this hunting trip was ruined.
Well, on the plus side, you guys did get a bunch of new shiny stuff.
That's true.
You probably have enough money to open Heinz. Well, actually, it depends on if people want to share with Heinz to do what Heinz wants to do next.
I don't know what that.
Well, that plan is for further along.
So it takes another day and a half to return to Waterdeep. And you're in a company of armed guards and all sorts of other stuff. So the advancement is uneventful.
Well, guys, that's the most fun we've had in about 20 minutes. So,
And so by the evening on the 11th, you have returned to Waterdeep. And
sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. What do you guys wish to do now?
I was asking anybody who wants to go get drunk.
No, thank you.
Getting drunk in Waterdeep is a good way to get yourself poisoned.
Well, not any of the taverns I've been to. I've been to quite a few.
You've also been kicked out of quite a few, though. You got kicked out of the Yawning Portal.
Yeah. But, it's up to you.
What was the name of that one lord again, Heinz? The one that was talking about the rock, or at least those two buildings.
Oh, you mean my old acquaintance,
Indoor.
Yeah, him,
yeah, Lord
Ogre, right?
Indor.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ogre, right?
Half-orc.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure. We should probably gather up evidence and put it out there that he is part of it, the problem.
Well, what evidence do we have so far besides words?
Nothing tangible, really.
Nothing.
Just hearsay.
And I doubt other lords will take my word for it.
Well, we have Lord Fair and we have Lady insert name.
Jasmine.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm really bad.
Well, yeah, Lady Jasmine could be someone to report to, and Farah, I suppose, would just be another.
I think we're in his good graces. Rescued half of it.
You'd think so, maybe.
Yeah. We also need to let someone know who cares about the topic that Nightstone is gone.
Well, that would be Church of Bahamut. They want them gone, and Lady Jasmine has some dealings with the Church of Bahamut.
So we'll head to the church and let them know that the Nightstone is taken by.
Doesn't know what?
That the Nightstone, the big rock, taken by the Cloud Giant.
Oh, right, yes, that is quite big news, actually. Yeah, that might want to get out.
Yeah, probably.
Because who knows what it actually. I also need to go and pawn some shit.
Right. Well, should we decide a meetup place?
Yeah, we'll meet up at the church.
Great.
Agreed.
We'll give it a day and then head back to the church.
Heinz would like to go and find some shady-looking people.
I believe that's a charisma roll for contacts.
Charisma roll.
Gather information is more like, talking to people, looking for them. It's more like a charisma to see if you impress upon any of them to come talk to you.
Alright, so straight up. We'll see. I'll say as I look around.
I just wondering if you want me to follow along with you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Could use your.
In case you get into trouble.
Sword.
The sword.
I'm gonna go sell some stuff.
All right.
So I'm going with
So-
Heinz.
So let's see. I'm just looking down the list of some people. Just got to figure out who you might be running into at this point. All right. Why do I always close that thing right when I need it? Well, you're splitting them in Waterdeep. That's kind of a bit different.
Remember, splitting the party is the main reason for party death.
All right.
Yeah, we split the party, let me think, 3 times? Twice in the last session, I think?
So, roll me a 1d20, please, Heinz.
1d20.
Oh boy. Let's see what happens.
And then roll me a 3d20.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what 20.
And someone else roll me a 1d10.
I'll roll it.
Did you want me to roll more dice?
A 3d20.
Yeah.
3d20, alright.
And then someone roll me a 1d10.
There's your D.
Okay. All right. So, as you're like going around town, like looking out for people, you see a young gnomish girl, kind of hanging around in a corner. She seems to be chatting somebody up. She's kind of like talking and talking, and you can kind of see her hand dip into their pouch without them noticing and grabbing a coin. But you happen to notice.
Huh. Alright. I'm just gonna walk on over and go like, Sophie! It's been ages! How are you? As I'm just gonna go down for like the hug, and as I'm down at the hug, I'm just gonna whisper, I saw what you did there.
She lets out this wild squeaking noise, and just kind of like backs away from your arms and goes, I don't. Yeah. Meanwhile, the other guy kind of like stares at this, kind of shakes his head and walks away.
Yes, Sophie,
Squeaky toy.
come with me and let's just have a chat about things.
Why? She says after a moment.
Oh, I'm just, looking for information. That's someone like you might know.
She kind of like pats the back of her hair for a moment and plays around with her pigtails. Says, well, see, I don't know you, and it's getting cold out here, so maybe I should just go, head back home.
Oh, hold on, didn't I see a guard somewhere around here?
She kind of frowns and says, hey, big man, look,
I'm sure it was just around the corner.
Look, anything you might want, I am not prepared to give you. And anything you try and take, I am going to kick you square in the... She grins.
She's not gonna reach.
Listen.
Well, okay, punch you square in the... square in the goods and run away.
I'll give you fine gold for information. That's it.
Her eyes light up at this. Oh, really? 5 gold then? Alright, well... See, my name isn't Sophie, but if you want to keep calling me Sophie, that's fine.
Oh, yeah, I don't actually care who you are.
I'm just a girl, you may or may not know.
All I care is that you're part of the underlife, yeah.
Ha. And so are you.
Well,
He looks you up and down.
Yeah.
I thought somebody like you would be taller.
Wow.
So, what's the information, Jack? Come on, give it to me.
Right. Well, I need to know about some warehouses down at the dock ward.
Oh, warehouses it is. Wait, are you the guy that burned the warehouse down a couple weeks ago?
Oh, no, absolutely not, I'm gonna say, and holding the 5 coins out. Well, anyway, about these warehouses. They have some products in them you might know of.
She kind of rubs her chin as she reaches another hand out for the coins. Well, by product, do you mean?
I'll raise the coins above. So
she looks up at them and looks like she's gonna get ready to kick your shin and stops herself. Well, just tell me what you're looking for, and maybe I can tell you what I know.
Well, let's say I'm looking for stones.
I'm with you. She nods. Are these nicely colored stones?
Oh yes, there's so many pretty colors of them.
Rainbow, one could say.
Yes.
Yes, a nice rainbow of flavors, so they say.
Yes.
And do
exactly.
these stones mostly get found around overly friendly cloaked people?
Yes, exactly. You know of this. See, I knew you had the
Oh,
information.
you see them from time to time, and they're often recruiting down in the, well, places that I tend to sleep at.
Ah, well, you might want to find other places to sleep at. That doesn't sound.
Oh, I have been, and that gold will do some nice.
I understand. Well, could you point me out to little places where you? Well, that sounds wrong. Where you sleep at? Well, yeah.
Hey, I said I'm not doing any of that, old man. Don't get, don't get your.
Just
Don't you?
realize how the
Don't you
wrongness
dare
is.
think that. She shakes her little finger at you.
I'll throw down 3 of the coins and I'll say, so, the places.
Well,
Where are they?
you see, well, they gather a lot at the dock ward. A lot of the times they wander around the sea ward and other places over in North Ward, where lately people down in their luck have been gathering more and more.
Okay.
Especially over by the Troll Gate.
Over by the Troll Gate, you say?
You know, the gate in the far north of Waterdeep.
I know. Northwest.
Yep, that'd be it.
Yes. So you don't have any specific building then in the dock ward?
No. Lately I've been staying away from the dock ward.
Good.
There's just been
That's a
some
good idea.
There've been some strange things going on down there.
Well, except of course if you put yourself down there and gathered more information at some point, and then
She folds her arms over her tiny chest. Why would I do such a thing, old man?
Because I have way more than 5 gold. I'm just gonna drop the other 2 coins on the ground.
That doesn't really tell me anything good. I mean, is there a reason I should be down there? What are you gonna make my while?
If you could gather more information just about, the buildings in the area, what products they keep in them, and who runs them.
Well, the who runs them is a bit tricky. You never really know.
Well, you know how it is. Someone runs them for someone who owns the place for someone. It's all details.
That's true. But often you need money to grease palms like that, and I don't have that kind of scratch.
Yeah, it's sad about that, isn't it?
But apparently you do. Tell you what, you give me some seed money and we'll see what we can do.
I'll give you an extra 10 coins if you could just find information about a warehouse where they keep the rock.
All right then. She holds out her hand.
I'll be at the Church of Bahamut, I'll say.
All right.
And then I'll hand her the other 10 coins.
She takes them and scurries away from you.
Well, that was productive.
That was productive indeed. I used to have it on sort of a network, but it all fell apart. Had to start from scratch now.
Sure, just kind of doesn't seem to care. Be perfectly honest.
Be perfectly honest, I don't care. Well, as good as I can get for now, unless I want to spend more money, which could be used on other things. Should we head for research?
Might as well.
Then let's go.
Yeah, Cage is going to need an investigation check.
Everyone wants something shady.
Anything in particular.
You definitely, as you're selling stuff, you definitely see a few of the traders attempting to undercut somebody. That's very shady.
Yeah. Like, huh. I like the look of that. I'll go over there after I'm done selling the gemstones and the 3 necklaces.
Let's see, the gemstones are worth...
I think you said 50 gold? I think I have it written down.
Okay, let's see. Okay, each gemstone is worth, 4 gemstones. They're each worth 100 gold each. The silver jewelry box is worth 25, and the 3 golden necklaces are each worth 250 gold.
Okay.
So that is a lot of gold. You have over 1,000 gold.
Sweet. So I have 3 necklaces, 250 a piece. That's 750 gold. 750. The gemstones you said are worth 100. You said
Yes, and you have 4 of them.
it's 400. 1,150. The box is 1,170. Awesome. I like that.
Meanwhile, okay, I know what 4 of you are doing. John and Fawn, what are you guys doing?
John probably be at church to do church stuff and packing for departure.
Okay. Which location is he heading to?
He's going off and leaving the group with someone else. I think he was going with the other guy to tell the people who died, right?
Well, to which location first, though?
Oh,
Whichever's closer.
yeah, probably that order. What's closer
I
in
think
that?
Golden Fields probably is. Let me double check the map. My sword. First map. There's Waterdeep there. And I know how far away Bryn Shander is. Bryn Shander is very far away. But Golden Fields shouldn't be too far away. But I'm not sure if that or Tribor are closer.
Cloverfield sounds good. Yeah.
It sounds good at first, and then giant aliens attack.
I'm not seeing it on the map on this particular map. Hold on.
At least I think they're aliens. They're actually.
There's Boulder's Gate. I know that Schultz is down there. And I like what Kamseen is doing. And the final person we have here is what is Fawn doing?
Oh god.
Because he's suddenly just gotten pulled into this. He has no idea what they're doing. Oh, there's Tribor. Tribor is up north. But it's not as far north as Bryn Shander. Yeah. But Tribor is probably the closest, unless Golden Fields is just not on this map. It's north along the way to the Icewind Dale. So that pretty much leaves Golden Field is the only location you guys wouldn't be heading towards.
Alright.
I think. Let me read that while you're deciding on that. But yeah, according to this map, you'd probably be heading first to Tribor, and then from there to Bryn Shander. Actually, wait. Golden Fields is 3 days from Night Spring. I'm seeing it on this other travel map. So yeah, Golden Field is actually within distance right from Waterdeep. It's only a couple days away from Waterdeep.
And
That's where we'll go first.
Alright. So I found out what he's doing. He's just probably put in a corner somewhere in the church.
Library.
Alright. Yeah, this is Waterdeep. It has libraries. So you're camped out in a library. Anyone else, character or secondary character, wish to bug Fawn while he's there? Oh, he's at the library. Oh yeah, your other character, Shiori, is probably there.
Probably.
Yeah. So describe your character as as the high elf comes in to check out a book.
You see someone who doesn't look like they belong there, a very brutish-looking individual. Probably back to you currently. Half orc, maybe a little bit elf in him. He's got like chainmail armor. He's got a shield and a warhammer on his back. This current looks like he's reading a book.
An interesting individual. You are?
And he turns around and you see glasses. Oh, hello.
What might your name be?
No, I'm Greg Silverwind.
Name's Fawn. So, I take it you enjoy reading?
Oh yes. And learning all kinds of things.
What's the latest valuable anything? What's the latest thing you've learned? I wonder.
I've learned, let's see, public fucking character sheet, what he learned just recently. Oh, I learned this. And he makes himself taller. I cast enlarge on myself.
It's just taller. You're twice just original.
Twice the size.
Oh, that's quite a unique. That's quite a unique trick.
Oh, very useful. I can also make things smaller.
Well, I can make things appear. Pan casts invisibility on himself.
Oh, very well. I think you're still there, but I don't know.
I just say invisibility. Like, so yeah.
You're probably just gonna spend however long you are there talking about spells, and trying to learn more spells.
But
Spells, magic, and from there a best friendship was formed.
They're bros now.
He gets intelligence up next time he levels up. It's only at 15.
He's just 20, or charisma's at 20 now.
Oh, his charisma's fucking low. His charisma's 11.
So, which characters are left? I heard John and Woe. Did anybody else's secondary character wish to go with them?
Lily's walking around. What did he kill? She's probably lost by now.
Maybe she just hooks up with the two of them, and doesn't even really know them or know that she met some of their buddies at some point and goes off with them.
Probably, maybe. Yeah, let's say she does.
At this point, Cage has already done selling his shit back. Temple of Bahamut.
Alrighty. So those three are going on a little adventure. Alright. So Hines has made himself a new contact. Cage saw some shady deals going down himself. Fawn and Greyhawk, what was his name? Greg. Grick have now met. But of course, Fawn has no idea what's going on with the rest of these guys.
Yeah.
I'd imagine after some period of time, Grick's probably walking him toward Bahamut where he's been staying. Essentially mending anything that's broken on the way there with his mending cantrip.
Mending a fence here, some clothing there, all that good stuff.
He seems very content just to cast spells.
So has found himself a new odd friend who shares the love of reading with him. And you enter into the temple. And who's still there in the temple?
I imagine me and Hines had probably gotten there for a while ago.
Yeah. So, Hines.
Yes.
Are you at the temple?
Well, yes, I was heading there, so if I made
cool.
it there, I'm there.
So you make it there, you're probably there for 2 minutes, and then Fawn shows up with that half-orc guy that you hadn't. I don't think Hines had actually met him.
Probably seen him just around the temple.
Yeah, I was
but
being
probably hasn't-
greeted when he entered
That's true.
before. So I've seen him before, I think.
Yeah. So what do you do?
Hello, fan.
Well, it is where you guys are.
We did mention we were going to meet here.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you guys John's friends?
We
I
know of a
turned
John.
slowly.
Just slowly.
A little kobold. Hello. And he puts his hand up there. I'm Toothless. He said you guys might need some help.
Are you really toothless? Me.
I think it's more of a figurative speaking way of Toothless, like scaredy cat.
Okay. Works for
And you were supposed to help us. How?
I can make sure you don't die.
That is a great thing to have.
The priest dude that you've met before comes over and puts a hand on the back of Toothless's head and says, "Oh, don't be modest. He is a young acolyte here."
I feel like at this point that priest is looking over his shoulder constantly, waiting for the giant turtle to attack.
No, this is the guy that runs the cathedral, not the other guy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Though everyone will soon learn to fear.
Fear the turtle.
Go figure the
The
turtle.
doom approaches slowly, like a turtle.
I may get there slowly, but I'll eventually get to you.
Actually,
You
his
can't
his
outrun me
speed is-
forever.
Actually, his speed is 40 now.
Oh yeah. True.
Oh jeez.
He's a monk. It
He's
makes
a
sense.
monk, so
Monk turtle. I love it.
Yep. Total monk.
Right. So, do you know what we're doing, Toothless?
You said you guys were gonna like go after like the cult, right?
This is my
Right.
first time hearing about a cult.
Oh yes, there's a cult here. Who is
Oh right, the cult. What's all about them?
This seems like
Making
a
it-
very important detail that you shouldn't have overlooked.
yes. They make a drug, I guess it is, and brainwash people.
Do they? Oh, I don't know. I'm
Can you
not.
find any information about that?
Well,
Well, they use it to brainwash people, so I figured it's probably a bad thing to do.
That's
And he
true.
should probably be aware of it so he doesn't accidentally get brainwashed.
true. But if he
We don't know
wouldn't
what that-
know he could be brainwashed, would he be able to be brainwashed?
If
I'm
you're brainwashed,
pretty
you
sure
wouldn't be
yes.
here.
And what if
have
we
it.
brainwash him first by telling him lies about being brainwashed?
I'm right here.
Yes, I know. This is all part of the plan.
Sure, he face bombs.
Don't worry about it. We're just going after
Right.
cultists who can brainwash you and trying to take over the town by brute force and drugs.
They're bad drugs too. The drugs I smoke are good drugs. It's pipe. Good shit. Let me tell you. My people know how to grow this shit.
Brooks?
Yeah, you're gonna have to remind me who those people are. For,
Gnomes.
yeah.
Forest gnomes. There's a village about
I'm surprised you remember where the village is if what you spoke is so good.
I have the memory of an elephant.
What's an elephant? Oh yeah.
The elephant never forgets. Why do you think I've been with all the parties that I've been to, why do you think I remember all those parties?
I just figured you're making it all up.
Yeah,
Nope.
I was kind of on that too.
No, I'm like 120 years old. I've been around. Let me tell you. I mean, I'm probably nowhere near as old as our elf companion.
No.
So I've
Close.
been around.
I'm 231.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
a Huey would die just hearing how old we are.
Sure, he does not mention her age.
Heinz like, I'm old enough to know better, stupid enough to still do it.
Exactly. That's a good one. Anywho, I made bank. So that's what I was doing.
Where's
Yeah.
Cam scene?
Oh, she's probably somewhere licking.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Where is she? Also about the
The
licking
priest kind of speaks up and says, "Well, she said she wasn't feeling well a little while ago, so she went and laid down in her in a nice little private room. Let's not disturb her. She's just needs a little rest."
thing. Yeah. Just check up on her. She might be trying to eat her pillow in the sleep or something.
Oh, no,
If it takes
she'll be
her
fine, I'm
time.
sure. Bahamut has sent the signs that she will be fine.
Right.
Of course.
You
course.
think that. Keep thinking.
Well, she's clearly a blessed child of Bahamut.
Dragonborn that coughs
Sure,
little.
let's go with that.
It's not simply that she is dragonborn. Have you not seen the color of her scales?
We've seen what she spits too. She spits glitter, guy.
Yes, that is a sign. She is beloved of Bahamut.
Yes, it's a sign that the future is going to be fabulous.
Is Heinz here? I think Heinz speaks Gnomish, right?
Shiori
don't
does.
speak. Yeah,
Shiori.
yeah.
I whispered to Shiori and no, I'm like, I think this guy is on some weird shit. I say as I take a bit of my pipe. Spouting nonsense.
Just shake my head.
Yeah. Well, anyway, camp scene will be fine, I suppose.
I suppose we should rest. What time is it?
Evening.
Yeah, we should probably rest.
After everything you guys have done, it's definitely evening at this point.
At least we were able to help us.
Well, yes, I was able to catch a hold of someone in the business out on the streets, and she might come here with more information in the morning. Might not. Might just run off with the money I gave her.
That's true. What does she look like?
You know.
A gnome with
Gnome.
a gnome with pigtails.
Yeah.
Pickpocketing. I know a lot of them.
I know that she will not react to the name Sophie.
She will, just not in a positive way.
Yeah.
Like, my
she
name
might
isn't
kind of look
Sophie.
at you, and if she looks angry, that is probably her.
I'll go with you in case.
Probably.
I'll go with you in case she tries to say some shit to you in Gnomish.
Yes.
She
Well, I
lives
told her to come
on
here if she
shortcut.
learns something, but it might take longer than just the morning.
Maybe.
Also, I did send her to the dock ward, so she could be dead.
Oh, what'd you tell her about the dock ward?
Didn't she mention something else about the Sea Ward and North Ward?
Yes, they are apparently gathering up good-for-nothings at the troll gate. You know, people down on their luck and such. Turning
Well,
them
after we get her,
turning them
after
into
we get her
thralls, you know?
yeah. After we get her information, we should probably go down there ourselves. Actually
if you-
investigate and try and fuck shit up.
So that's the only lead I have. So if we don't see her in the morning,
We'll head
we might just head up to the troll gate.
Yeah. It's a good thing we don't have that loud human with us now. At least we'll be able to get something accomplished.
No more stealth. I hope. And I kind of look at the gnome.
I join in the stare at the gnome.
All I did was tell these people that there's drugs. They are the ones that raided the building, and they're the ones that set it on fire.
You started the riot.
That was only the first time. The
You've
second
seen
time
Shiori
was the
facepalm before. This one is longer.
And
Just staring at everyone, it's like,
I've learned my lesson, and I
Sounds
don't
like I
intend
made a
to do
huge
it again.
mistake.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, tell you what, you could look like a good-for-nothing, down on your luck kind of guy, right?
No. People who are like that see me, they're like, let's stay away from that guy. He looks fucking crazy.
Right.
But I know someone who does look down on her luck.
Really?
Yeah. She's the one that's not feeling good right now.
So if we use her as bait, we can lure out those people.
No.
I'm not suggesting that, because I don't want to get on her bad side. I haven't seen her bad side yet, but I'd rather stay off that side. I'd rather stay on her indifferent side. If anything, we could just, I don't know, pay someone to do it.
True.
But
if we paid someone to do it, they would not be down on their luck.
Yeah, but they don't know that. And this little gnome has pigtails, and that's a give. That's a sure sign saying, please, please, I'm begging you, please kiss me.
Right. She might be
Am I
willing to
wrong?
debate for the right price.
I'm sure I can match that price.
Alright. Well, that's the plan for the morning. Meet if she comes along. If she doesn't, well, fuck.
The priest kind of does a little cough and says, "You know, if you do happen to have money, you should really consider not staying here and taking up a bed that could go to someone much more needy."
I'm just gonna cough and go like, "Oh, I don't feel too well."
The man sighs and says, "All right, one more night, but please find other arrangements tomorrow."
Of
That's
course.
fair. We
Of
have
course,
someone we're
Father.
meeting with in the. We have someone we're meeting with in the. So, if we had planned on meeting her anywhere else, he looks at Hein. Then.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know the priest was going to be stingy. I whisper.
He puts out a huge dramatic sigh and mumbles something in Draconic.
Oh,
Oh,
Connor.
whoa.
Did I hear that?
He's like saying something about ungrateful individuals who are wasting time and resources, that sort of stuff.
Feel insulted.
Yeah, that's.
Yes.
Alright, so are you guys going to attempt to, talk to Camp Scene tonight? Or are you just going to leave her alone because she was not feeling well and talk to her tomorrow?
The rest.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we will move on to the next day, where the priest has made it clear that you have overstayed your welcome. Since the gnome there let loose that you're no longer destitute, and therefore can pay for things. It is now the 12th of Flame Rule. Camp Scene. What do you do?
I am gonna crawl out and wander around covered in sticky stuff.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
Who's going to be the first one awake?
Probably Shore since she's an elf.
Yeah.
Probably fun.
Yeah, Cage will probably wake up too. He's the one.
But she's probably
So
doing
she
her
already...
ceremony.
Yeah, okay, so she already busy with her ceremony. Oh, okay, first in a minute. So you probably see your dragonborn friend, who now looks a bit bulkier in the back, covered in this weird sticky stuff.
Camsy, you alright?
Yeah, but why am I sticky?
That's a
Good question.
good question. You need me cleaned up.
She just kind of shrugs and then she stretches, and you notice she now has a set of wings.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah, took a yay feet.
I am going to cast Prestidigitation and kind of clean up her up a bit.
Yep,
I took
that's,
that cantrip.
Yep, I got that one.
that's better. I'm not sticky anymore.
Yeah. It's not Grick, but it's actually her, but yeah, same thing.
Yeah, she's definitely looking a lot cleaner now.
Hi, Mr. Dragon Lady.
There's a small, unassuming kobold before you.
She just looks down at it and jumps back a little because I don't think she's that used to kobolds being in towns. least not where she's originally from.
Actually, where she's originally from, she would have seen kobolds in towns a lot.
But she used to be super racist.
That's true.
Probably not where she's originally.
That's true, actually.
This is
She's just like, hi there.
Toothless, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, he's John's friend. He's gonna help us with the cult, I was assuming, yes?
Try to.
Or at least keep us from not dying.
Yes.
Well, that's always a useful skill, I guess.
Can't say I would disagree.
So the priest happens by at that point and stops still when he notices the change in Kamsin. He puts his hands together and says, another sign of the blessings of Bahamut. He kind of bows his head towards Kamsin.
And Cam is just like, why do these guys keep fanboying over me?
Because you're special.
She just like scratches her head. She's like, special? Like when special or
It's mostly because you got those badass wings now.
This should look cool.
Don't tempt her to jump off of buildings and see if they work yet, because I don't think they work yet. I don't want to the characters don't get flight until 6th level. So I don't know if they actually work yet. They're just there.
Yeah, the wings are kind of more of an affectation. Like, you might be able to succeed in gliding if you're very lucky with such wings, but actually flying might be a little difficult at this point. Like if you were falling off the side of a building, you might be able to stretch them out and catch draft to keep yourself from, dying or getting hurt.
I mean, mechanically speaking, I do have a flying speed of 20 feet, but for game balance, I'm not going to start using them until 6th level when I think that's when druids get their flight.
Yeah. Basically, when that happens, it's like, sure, the Bahamut has blessed you with actual flying ability.
Basically, I took a feat to get early what I wouldn't get till 14th level with the class.
Nice.
Is that Earth Arcana?
Yeah, it's on Earth Arcana.
That's what I thought.
But I took it because I could. I was at a level where I could, and 6th level is when I'm going to start actually trying to use them.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I picked up Dragonhide with one of my Dragonborn characters since I was a fighter.
Yeah, pretty much all the Dragonborn on Earth Arcana are the same shit you get as a sorcerer. So it's kind of like being a sorcerer without being a sorcerer.
You know what? I let people get away with this because it made sense, but I just actually took a good hard look at prestidigitation, and you can't actually use it to clean a whole room. Basically you'd stand there for minutes at a time, casting, going cast.
Oh yeah, that's what.
Well, it technically only lasts an hour.
Yeah.
Well, that's for the duration ones, not for the cleaning ones, because the cleaning ones you're just cleaning a certain spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 cubic feet, I believe.
Yep, exactly. So it's like you need to spend a minute there using prestidigitation to clean somebody off.
Oh yeah, that's basically what you.
Well, and Cam has prestidigitation too, so she'd probably,
Yeah.
Help.
So it's Cage. Cage has prestidigitation.
Excuse me.
All right.
I'd say Grick too, but Grick's probably mending or cleaning something small. Or a lot of things.
And now we wait for
So at this point, Hines wanders out into the hall after waking up and sees Kamsin with the new wings.
Right, so is she a real dragon?
No.
Maybe.
No. Special.
She's
Well, I knew
a
she was
boy.
special.
Well, now she's more special.
Right.
Anywho, we gotta wait for your friend to show up.
Right. And he's gonna walk back to the main door and just look back at the wings every now and then.
I'll go with him, as I told him.
Yeah.
Especially when dealing with gnomes.
All right.
When I look out, do I see anything?
You see people passing by. You don't see anybody you recognize.
Well, she might be back another time, but for now, we might as well just head for the troll gate. What do you say?
Let's hang out till about late morning, and then to the troll.
As you pull yourself back into the temple, a young acolyte comes by and says, "Are you the one they call Murdoch?" And looks at Heinz. Oh, Marco. Sorry, Mark. Yeah, whatever.
Marco.
Yeah.
Hello.
Marco.
Are you the one they call Marco?
Yes, that's me, Marco.
He hands over a nice glossy envelope towards you. This was waiting here. Somebody dropped it off overnight, sir.
Oh. Love letters. You know how fans are, I say. Just walk off.
Right.
No, I don't.
I open and
You
read.
see very nice penmanship. Then the letter says, "Since you are back in Waterdeep, why don't you come by on the evening of the 12th, which is tonight. It's currently morning. The evening of the 12th, so we can discuss business." And the signature at the bottom says, "Lady Ivan."
Oh.
So what does it say, guys?
Oh, it's a formal invitation from Lady Ivan.
Well then,
I saw her.
Because apparently she knows who I am.
Do you guys know each other?
She knows Marco. There's no hiding.
Well, no, from the way she's written it, she knows me, which is troubling because I don't know much about her.
Well,
I hate going to a. I hate meeting people with a disadvantage.
Yeah, I feel you. Let's do this then. Let's
Well, she said evening, so we could get in trouble in the troll gate first, and then go to her place.
Yeah, but if we get into trouble at the troll gate,
not to go.
it might take us. It might take us all night.
Nah.
Well,
not. I mean, it's the city. We're not gonna be like doing shit for like 10 hours. About.
You never know.
Yeah.
But
you have any other idea? Any other ideas?
Let's wait for the note. I think. See if she shows up. And go from there. Because if anything, we can keep watch on the troll gate, see if anything happens.
Yeah.
But not engage.
Yeah, I suppose. Not get involved, just gather information.
Yeah. Because if we get involved, shit's gonna go down, and we're gonna be busy for a while.
True. This invitation takes priority.
Yeah. We'll have to. If you think she knows who you are, then you want to go with a disguise again, or?
Going with a disguise would just be a formality. So no point really. If she knows who I am, others probably have noticed, and I'm probably in the shitter.
You know what? While we're gathering information, we could probably gather information on her.
Yeah, might not be the easiest.
I think it might be easier than.
We can try though. She deals with stuff at the, what was it? Sea Ward, I believe.
Yeah, let's not mention the. Mention. We'll let her bring it up.
Not mention what?
What?
Not mention what?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking.
Good one.
But yeah, so we'll hang out till about o'clock-ish. Gate.
Okay, I'll follow your lead.
Same.
Are we in the castle?
We're in the church, I think.
Yeah.
Castle ward,
downstairs.
yeah.
Well, let's go let everybody else know.
Yeah, give everyone, keep them informed.
We could also already set up some like space to sleep, because they won't let us sleep here again. In the meantime,
That's true.
Correction, they don't
we
want me there.
no, they don't want us there.
I'm sure they want you there because you
I mean,
Yeah.
belong.
Well, hold
Well,
on a
I don't think
second.
that the restriction applies to Toothless and Camsine, considering. But I think that the guy was mostly talking about Cage and Hines and Shiori, who clearly have
hold on a second.
some wealth.
We're personal friends of the prophets.
Hey, Shori's been respectful. She's been helping around.
can you guys not abuse the church, please?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna be respectful. I don't believe in their hocus pocus, but
Then you don't need to sleep here.
You're making a good point.
I was only there to wait for the gnomish lady.
Yeah, just stand around outside, loiter.
Loitering.
I'm just standing outside, lollygagging.
I'm a professional loiterer since I'm a bard, but wasn't.
Yes, I'm quite good at lollygagging.
Lollygagging or lillygagging?
Lollygagging.
Lollygagging.
That's what I heard.
Let's make it a joke. Anywho, but yeah. I'm only loitering to wait for this chick. After that, I'm done with it.
Alright. So, what do you guys wish to do for the day? Camsine, let's start off with you. What would you like to do today? On the 12th of Flame Roll?
Is the party planning on doing anything? That's the.
Well,
We did let you know what our plan.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Information.
So whatever because you guys are planning on doing something, right? Like.
Yeah, we're gonna go visit
Tag-
this noble lady.
Gonna tag along with them.
I mean, we have like a whole day before that happens, unless the big girl shows up. So like, we might as well do something.
Yeah, probably get out of the temple so that the priests stop fanboying over her.
Yeah.
And poke around the city.
Yeah, that's why we're gonna go. Where we're heading to gather information.
Yeah, run by Trollgate in the Sea Ward.
So it also sounds like Camsine might be up for a change in venue, a new place to sleep.
Yeah, I was thinking about finding out.
Because
on board.
Cage there managed to earn a whole bunch of money from your last quest.
Yeah, can we buy a house that we could headquarter at or something?
Maybe.
Do we have that much money?
I don't know how much does a house cost, and
I think we could probably rent.
Let me pull out Dungeons Master's Guide and check that page.
We could probably rent a couple of rooms for a month, but I doubt we have enough for a house.
I mean, 1,000. Yeah, 1,200 gold. Yeah, that might be enough.
I have these 2 gems, and I'm just gonna pull out 2 gems.
Oh, you can sell those for like 100 apiece.
It depends on what kind of gems.
That's true.
Yeah, just 2 gems. I was thinking about just throwing them in the water, seeing if they skip.
I'll take them.
I'm just kidding, of course.
Did I tell you how much they were worth when I gave them to you?
No, I would have written that up unless I put it down somewhere else, but I don't think I did. I found them in the chest with the unknown potion in the inn.
Ah, okay. I can look that up real quick and tell you how much they're worth.
Plus, Gage knows all the taverns in the city that he hasn't been kicked out of. Finding a tavern would be too.
The 2, they're both 100 gold each.
That's it. Okay.
And the potion is a potion of heroism. You would have had enough downtime to, look that up and find that out at this point.
Okay. In that case, I might just, like, Cage, any good dealers? And I'm just gonna toss him 2 gems. Just.
I do. We can, on our way to the gate, I'm sure I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a nice listing for ongoing expenses, but I think the actual expenses might be in the player's handbook.
I mean, I see that there's a lifestyle start, but it's price per day. So I don't know what price of a if we purchased a piece of property.
Yeah. But I know I've seen a listing before of property costs, not simply the upkeep costs on them. And I don't think it was back in the days when I was just looking at 3.5, because I've got city costs and such in 3.5, but they're not the same in 5th edition. That's just the thing on trinkets. Okay, there's no direct cost on there. There's maintenance costs, goes hirelings, untrade hirelings, campaign traffic, blah blah blah. There's building costs, but that's for Abbey Guild, Town or City, which small keeper castle, noble estate with manor, outpost. Looking for if there's anyone for just buying a house, because this is all in building.
I actually wouldn't mind buying a tavern. Actually, having my own
It says a guild hall costs about 5,000 gold pieces.
I have nowhere near
Yep.
that much.
Well, that's construction costs. I imagine that buying one would be slightly cheaper than that. Because then you wouldn't have
about the same price.
Probably more if someone bothers to
Somebody
buy
already
a
built it,
build-
yeah.
That's
build-
true.
build it.
Oh, I was thinking more of the fact that at this point nobody wants it anymore. But you're right. Actually, it would probably be.
Yeah. If
Well, I'll roll a dice to see if it's gotten needs maintenance and therefore people want to sell it at
We need a fixer-upper.
It's a fixer.
cost, or if somebody's willing to sell you one for. Yeah, that's a good point. You can decide. Do you want one that's that's average? If you want to buy a guild hall, I'm not sure if you have enough gold at the moment though for that.
I'd like to buy a tavern.
Could we buy a tavern with a fancy upstairs or a nice basement where I could set up a business?
Yeah.
Not for
Yeah, I
5,000.
think I'm going with the fact that guild halls and trading posts are both cost 5,000. So I'm thinking that any business space costs 5,000. Whether it be an inn.
So we might need to murder some more cultists before we can.
Yes.
Yeah. A simple inn or anything of that nature, like a really small tavern that maybe 1 or 2 beds for somebody to sleep in would probably be about that. And then if you want a much bigger inn, it'd probably be the same price as a noble estate. because like lots of beds and like fancy wine cellar and everything, or it'd be something somewhere in between, like like a tower.
We could work. I don't think we can afford that right now.
Yeah.
Unless we go to like the crap board.
Hey, that's where the most is. They're the snooty nobles.
We could just live in one of the warehouses we partially burnt out.
Yeah, you can be squatters.
And squat in one of the warehouses.
Hobos.
But for now, we'll have
Squatting
to. We'll
hobos.
just buy the tavern. We'll just buy a tavern.
Yeah, you don't have. I don't think you have. Do you have? How much money do you have at this point, Gage?
1,212.
Yeah, you don't have enough for a tavern.
How are you
Did
carrying
we-
that much gold?
Did Cage find a place where I could sell the shit and earn some money?
Yeah. It's the only place that I was at.
Did I earn the amount that you said they were worth 200?
Here, I'll keep the 2 gems and I'll give them.
Okay.
Like, here you go. How's you doing business? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, in fact, it even says that during recurring expenses, it's not unusual for adventurers, especially after 10th level, to gain possession of a castle, a tavern, or another piece of property. So it's one of those things. At your level, which is only level 4, you're not expected to be owning any of these yet.
But we can rent a room long term somewhere.
Yes, you can.
Or
Yeah, we'll just do that. So,
Which goes under lifestyle expenses, and which one do you want to go with?
I think a tavern would be cool. We don't know.
No, I mean like squalid, modest, fancy, what?
Modest?
Yeah, modest.
Honestly, seems
Nothing
alright
too
with me.
fancy. Some place where, we can have a bunch of people come and hang out and possibly fight each other.
Someplace where the snobs go when they are down on the luck, and when they're down on luck go when they are in the money.
Or when they want to see dwarves fighting.
So
Yeah.
what you want to do is you want to find some place that does gambling, and set up shop
Well,
there.
No, I didn't say that, but I was just
I
thinking
want
Oh, you said down on their luck, and dwarves
Yeah, but
fighting.
yeah.
It
that doesn't
makes you
mean
think of a gambling establishment.
That's just not wrong. Because I do want to have like a stage and fight pit for fighting.
All right, well, if that's what Cage's looking for, then I suppose we'll go with it.
Cage wants to do a cage match, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
Not in this corner.
We
That's
have a
what I
little gnome, Cage.
And this corner, a naked ogre.
Oh, hey, I remember you. As I stay staring at his giant dog. Anywho,
So how many rooms are we getting? That's another question.
Well, for now, I'd say 1 for each of us, or maybe 2 per person, or like 2 people per room.
Does anybody not want to share a room with anybody else? That's where the question is.
Sure, it doesn't care.
yeah, Cam doesn't really care. Kind of
Heinz
just
doesn't care.
Then you should consider that you don't actually need extra rooms. You could find there's plenty of inns and taverns in this town, so you could, in theory, find one that that will basically have a room for all of you that can fit all of you.
Did Cage know where one of those is at?
What?
Would I know where one of those is at?
Yeah, you'd know one that has like a dormitory type setting.
Cool.
Or like a Final Fantasy, style inn.
Yeah.
There's just enough beds for the amount of party members you have.
What a coincidence.
I'm
Yeah,
willing
as
to
soon as they
sit
mentioned that, I'm
so long
like, well, I
term.
know a place.
A little bit too much of an coincidence. I'm gonna roll insight on the barkeep.
He is absolutely telling the truth. That's a lot of bugs. You with your wings, you could definitely jump off a 6-tower bed bunk.
Oh yeah. Glide towards the door.
Couch
Yeah, well, I
bunks.
guess we'll head there first. After we.
Secure room and board.
All right.
Sorry, I'll be right back. Just a second, I got a phone call.
Okay.
You continue on without me. I'll be right back.
Alrighty then. So, first off, someone roll me a 1d20.
I do it. Yay.
Yeah. Go, campsite.
Go,
Oh, good.
go, Caps. You can do it.
Alright. So, the first tavern you come to seems to cater towards upper class dining. You got a couple of snooty half elf, high elf types, fans and shuri's people that are busy setting up for for another dinner. They do have space to rent, but it's one of those more expensive type places. It would be considered it would be considered wealthy.
I feel like this is one of those places I would know.
Well, it's like as you're leading these people on, they kind of spot one of these sort of places.
Oh, I tell them like these people are snoop. Heads up their ass, people.
Roll a second 1d20.
Sure. Why not?
All right. So you find one, but but this one apparently Cade never noticed before. But it really only caters towards gnomes, maybe halflings, or the occasional very small dwarf. But really, it's meant for this place is meant for gnomes and gnomes only. Everything's sized for gnomes. They kind of like look up.
Camsine wants to try to sit in one of the chairs. Like, break it with her butt.
Roll dexterity.
She's like, I'm kind of dexterous. Let's see. Can I get in a chair? Come on, dice. You can roll.
What are we doing?
No.
Nope. You try to sit down. Your tail gets caught in the arm of the tiny little chair, and it cracks underneath of you. While some of them scream "No!" at you. You're completely unhurt, but the chair is destroyed.
Yeah, I don't think this tavern's gonna work, guys.
Hang on, me take care of this. I go up to the barkeep and ask him for the chair.
The barkeep kind of sighs dramatically, and it basically says it's okay. Just take them out and never come back.
Am I allowed to come back? I like that.
It looks like the answer would be a no. They don't want you back here. But it's like, yeah. So another 1d20, please.
Cage marks the office list. Guess I'll have to pay them. He'll put it on his to pay list.
To pay less. To pay less.
Okay, this place looks rather nice as you come to the door. There's just some clean-looking individuals, 2 humans, and you even see a kobold working a broom. And the female of the 2 humans says, "Ah, welcome. Are you looking for rooms?"
We'd like to, yeah. Enough for all of us.
Somebody roll me a 2d20, please.
Sure.
I'll do it.
Oh, you got it? All right. Do it.
Oops. Well, this is the Roaring Jester. Welcome. I'm glad to have you here.
Yep.
We have modest and comfortable rooms. Will you need a room for all of you, or do you wish separate rooms?
Just one room for all.
Alright then. How long will you be needing this room for?
I ask everybody. How many days?
How long do we think we're going to be in town? Like a week? A month?
At
We'll
least
start
a
with
week.
Let's do a week.
a week.
So, that will be 4 gold without meals.
How much with me?
Well, if you want meals for all of you, that would be a bit more expensive. How about you pay for meals as you go?
That works. I give her the. There you go.
Thank you very much. And here are your keys. She hands you a nice brass key. It looks like there's only 2 of them on the ring. They both look identical.
Who wants a key?
Joink.
All right then. Here you go, Hyde.
Thank you.
That's it. We'll
Alright,
go up
so
there, drop our shit off.
yeah, you find like a room with 6 beds, 3 on each side of the room, a little foot lockers so you can store your stuff. There's no locks on the foot lockers themselves, however, but there's a space for a lock on each of them. So if you have a lock on you, you can click it shut and nobody will be able to get into it, at least not easily.
Is there a bank in this town?
Of course, it's Waterdeep.
After this, I'm gonna go.
Do you want us to meet you in Seaward? At the Troll Gate?
Oh, and this, by the way, was in the trades ward.
Yeah, we're okay. So we're here.
We'll pick. I'll tell him about a tavern in Seaward close to the.
So meet you in that tavern.
As I'm traveling, I'll keep an ear out for any interesting information.
Alright. Alright, so you're heading off to the bank. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Is it getting closer to the evening, or do we have?
Nah, it's barely lunchtime.
I guess we could go check out the Troll Gate.
Didn't he want us to meet up at a inn in the Sea Ward?
Well,
Yeah.
they just said tavern. He didn't say it. It wasn't talking about
Tavern.
necessarily an inn.
Yeah. So, but he did do that. So he wanted to meet up before we went to the Troll Gate.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
we
want
meet there.
you guys doing stupid.
Yeah.
Alright.
So
I don't
yeah,
want to be involved with that stuff.
let's just grab something to eat and then eat on the way.
Yeah, grab a little. Yeah, something to eat, I guess.
I'm
Right
sure
on
I
a
know
stick.
something that you can eat in this town.
Right on a stick, pick on the pike.
Pig on a pike. Anyone want a pig on a pike?
Cage would try to carry the pig. It'd be too much for him, though. What you got there, shawarma? Confiscated. That's from an anime I watched called Disastrous. Like people had stuff that would it has shawarma. The whole contraption, the shawarma. He confiscated that.
You can also just eat at the tavern over in Seawood.
Alright. So the tavern you mentioned is called the Drunken Halfling.
Of course it is.
One of his favorite
Of course it is.
It is probably the rowdiest place in the Seaward. It is actually on the northern side of the Seaward where hard times, basically ever since the dragon attacks, have forced what used to be noble families out of this region. They've gone destitute, kind of walked away from their manors, and now people are kind of squatting up there.
It's one of Cage's favorite places. I feel like he's
Yeah.
a regular.
Yeah.
It's one of the few taverns that he hasn't been kicked out of.
Yeah, that's because it takes a lot to get kicked out of there. People occasionally get thrown through windows in this place.
You don't get
He's
kicked
been on the
out.
receiving end of that a couple of times.
In fact, if you guys are going straight there,
Pretty much, unless something else do.
okay. It's
Yeah.
lunch. It's only lunchtime, and already a dwarf is being hurled through a window right out at your feet. The dwarf is so drunk that he kind of bursts into the gully, picks his head up, and goes, "Ugh, I'll have another!" And he kind of raises a hand up, and then kind of collapses almost into his puke.
Should we throw him back in?
I'm not touching that.
Are we just interested in seeing if we could get, sort of a game going on, throwing a dwarf through a window multiple times?
I'm just gonna walk in, clutching
You're
my
braver than me.
clutching the hilt very tightly, just so keeping knowledge of where it is.
Could Heinz move in and identify the, sort of, in quotation, the quiet part of the tavern?
Let's see. That'd be kind of hard. There is a lot of noise going on. Somebody's playing a piano, and not very well either. It's kind of like bang, 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 bang. You hear lots of people laughing. There's conversation going on. It's the middle of the day. It's not even nighttime, and these people are all drunk and rowdy. This
Where's
place
the
is.
emptiest part of this tavern?
At the moment, you notice that it is on the balcony side. There's only a few people up there.
Let's go up there.
Yeah, let's go up there.
That's where everybody's watching the fighting.
Well, remember, Cage did mention he wanted to see dwarfs fighting. Anyway, Camsine, what's your reaction to all this? For another character, sometimes issues with lots of people around.
She's probably gonna retreat into a quieter corner if there is one.
Yeah. So you kind of follow Shiori up the stairs to the balcony layer where there's far less people, far less chances to get knocked into. You see all manner of people here. You even see a couple of kobolds kind of in the corner, getting drunk off something. For kobolds, of course, this is late. The equivalent of very late night. They've probably been partying here since dawn. They look kind of like they've got little dirt smudges on them. They're probably like workers from the Undercliff project that you guys have been hearing about.
Well,
but no one seems to have noticed the window yet, where the dwarf was tossed out of. Nobody seems to have cared that a dwarf was tossed out of that window.
do I see anyone who looked like he could toss a dwarf out of a window?
Several. There is a Goliath, stepping back behind the bar, kind of like shaking its head.
Right.
But Goliath could definitely toss a dwarf out a window.
Fucking, he could probably throw the dwarf out the football.
Probably toss all of us out the window.
He probably tossed
Just-
Campsine hard enough to where she could actually fly.
Or at least
It
no
was-
one could tell the difference.
In which case, she'd probably fly away from there.
Do I notice, like, since I know about the rock and the vials now, do I see any vials around?
Roll a perception check.
Thinking, this is going to be a place for, bollocks.
No, you just see a lot of people having a drunken good time. If there's any drug passing around, you haven't noticed.
Look from above, look at anyone shifting. You see Heinz.
Yes!
Oh shit!
Heinz looks very shifty. There's actually quite a few shifty looking people in this establishment. I mean, yeah, where do we even start? Okay, so let's start with some of the people I've already mentioned. For example, there's a party of kobolds down there, which is unusual in and of itself. But one of them is the majority of the kobold group seems to just be like arm in arm, holding up their glasses and singing some sort of song in Draconic. One of them is just kind of kicked back in the seat, watching them. Okay, you see several dwarfs with their heads down, seeming to whisper to each other. They look shifty. You see a halfling, standing at the bar, but their eyes, can't even tell gender from this position, is sort of darting all about as if they're ready to size somebody up for a take. You see what looks to be another dragonborn with weird tattoos on its face, kind of like standing in a corner, like watching the room. Its eyes, shift up to you for a moment and seem to hold still before looking back. They seem to be doing the same thing you're doing, looking for somebody shifty. There is...
Does he notice me?
Yes, he's probably noticed you as well. There's a couple of elven-looking women in one corner. They're got their hands rubbing down the shoulders of some men that look like they're in dock worker garb. These men were probably working all night into the morning, and this is for them. This is probably night. They're a nightly activity for them, but it's daytime because they're night shift workers. So these women are kind of leaning into them, rubbing their shoulders and all that. They look shifty. There's probably some more, but that's it for description time right now.
I'm just gonna keep an eye on that half thing, I think.
All right.
Because I'm assuming the Dragonborn's a guard. That's what he looks like to me. And why else would you look for someone who's shifty unless you're me?
You're not a guard.
But he looks like the guardy type, so let's assume that for now. But I'm keeping an eye on the
halfling. Got it.
little thievy halfling.
Oh, just killed the drunken halfling.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do, the drunken halfling? What do you do, the drunken halfling? What do you do, the drunken halfling early in the morning?
Apparently tossed them out the windows like the dwarf.
They probably go further since they're a lot lighter.
Okay, so I know what Shuri, Cage, Kemsine, and Heinz are all doing. Fawn, what are you doing?
Well, this place is chaotic, to say the least. Probably try and blend in.
Good luck with that.
Roll a stealth check.
I hope you don't have a whole lot of money.
One of the elven women comes sliding over towards you and puts a hand on your shoulder. Says, "Hey, why don't you come sit down with us?"
Big boy.
I mean,
Yeah, deep boy.
first of all, Fawn making sure what money he has stays on him. And then, sure.
And finally, Toothless. What are you doing?
I'm just reading in my religious book. I'm not.
Press E, check up on the door.
Shiori, as you're looking around, even though you're mostly paying attention to the halfling, you notice that one kobold that was with the group of kobolds is now watching your new friend Toothless.
Alright, shifting attention.
Meanwhile, Heinz, that as you're looking around, that halfling moves away a bit from the bar and comes towards you.
Okay.
Kind of like peers up at you and says, "Hey, do I know you?"
Do I recognize this person?
Roll me a perception check. He looks like someone you may have met once working for Indoor.
Nah, that's not possible, mate. I'm from Luskin.
Roll a either persuasion or deception check. Yeah, just for a moment there, you reminded me of a dead man. No worries. He kind of claps you on the thigh and starts the other side of the thigh, the outside of the thigh, and
No worries, mate.
marches off.
I'm gonna say just like shiver up the stairs, go shit.
Well, he's too low to the ground to easily slap him on the ass, so he just kind of slaps him on the side cheek.
I just go up to where Shiori is and just stay there like, okay, yeah, people here.
You know that you still have those Groucho Marx glasses. Cage.
Yeah. Should have kept the disguise on. Right, so people here also know who I am, sort of.
Well, the halfling definitely shifty one.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay up here and sort of try to keep an eye on him, see if what he's walking around doing.
Alright, I'm keeping an eye on currently a very out of his element Fawn and the kobold that's watching over kobold.
Okay. Yeah.
Fawn's apparently made some friends.
Hey, you don't know if Fawn's out of his element.
Oh, please.
She doesn't know, but she definitely feels like it.
we are both looking at you going, yeah.
I mean, Shiori's kind of out of her element too, but
Hey, you don't know what type of life Fawn live.
Shelter, head up the
Yeah.
ass.
But we're gonna stay up here and judge you anyway. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the halfling.
All right. Would anybody else like to do a perception check on the room?
Sure. Cam is kind of just hanging over the railing looking down. But she's not super perceptive, so she's probably not going to see. Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, but the only thing that catches your eye for a moment is the other dragonborn in the room. Because he's got this deep green skin and these weird black tattoos on his face and arms. And he also seems to have got some sort of red cloak draped around him. But yeah, the rest of you kind of don't notice anything beyond what I've already said.
Now, where did that cage run off to?
He hasn't come in yet.
I mean, I'll show up whenever you're ready.
I mean,
you're welcome to show up now.
Does anyone here want to start a brawl in the middle of the room?
But yeah, I'll show up now. Just walk through the door.
It's like in Cheers, when everyone just go, no!
Well, Cage does frequent here pretty often.
Yes,
I'm sure a lot of
you
people
do hear
see-
some people yell, Cage!
Yeah.
Give me a second, Cage. I'm sending you some information about somebody.
What's up,
Well-
guys?
Well, everybody knows your name.
Hey, who threw the dwarf out? He's still passed out in his vomit.
No one is coming up to admit it.
It's not the first time.
Sorry. That was supposed to be a whisper privately to Cage. Sorry, everybody was supposed to see that. But the boy looks over at Cage and says, "I did, of course."
Ah,
Move along,
good on
nothing
you,
to see.
Grungle.
Nothing to
Good on you, Grungle. Good on you.
There, it's gone.
see. It's gone.
How are things?
Much the same. Same basic crud. Gonna have to replace that window, but yeah, what else is new?
That's true. That's very true. That's what, the 10th time you replaced that specific window?
In the last 2 months, more or less.
Yeah.
But
That's
just get somebody to cast mending on it, it'll be good as new.
Yeah. Anything of note happened in the area recently while I've been away?
What? How long have you been away?
From this tavern, probably about 2 weeks.
Nothing much new. More kobolds coming in, it seems. Well, their money's just as good as anyone else's.
Very
Don't
true.
care what other people will say. Their money's good here.
That's why you're such a good person.
The Goliath grunts a bit. Kind of looks down at him.
He just smiles.
You gonna play some music?
No, not today. I actually have something I need to accomplish today. Any people that wandered in here that don't look like the norm?
Have you been to this place before? She asked sarcastically.
Yeah, but this is normal. I'm talking about, like, people that you've never seen.
Oh, there's always some newcomers. A couple of them went upstairs.
Ah, excellent. Thank you. And, hop off the stool and head upstairs.
Hi, Cage.
I'm sure I see, Camstein Bannister.
I think everyone sees
Careful, you'll
Cam scene.
fall.
Yeah, she is just kind of hanging over the railing. She's considering spit and glitter over the crowd below, but not sure if that's gonna make a brawl or not.
They probably enjoy it.
I ask her, like, why are you leading them?
She's like looking at all the weirdos down there.
Roll perception checks, guys.
Perception?
Yes, please.
Even the one.
Oof.
Alright, so,
Oh,
So-
Jesus.
yeah, Cage and Up, you notice that the tattooed dragonborn guy making its way up the steps.
Do I know this guy?
You think you may have seen him once or twice before, but because his tattoos make him kind of stand out, but you don't know his name.
I'll walk up to him. I'll keep an eye on him, and if he comes to us, I'll go up to him and strike up a conversation.
He seems to be focused in on Cansine.
If I see him moving towards, I'll step between.
Oh yeah, that's what Cage.
He looks
I'm,
down
I'm,
at you.
I'm behind.
He's fairly tall. Are you rolling any kind of stealth?
No.
No.
Alright, then as soon as you step close to him, he turns around and looks at you. Can I help you?
Well, actually, how can I help you? You
I
seem
wish-
to be interested in one of my companions, so I'm just curious as to what you'd like to do with her.
I wish to speak to the sister here. Is that alright with you? He kind of narrows his eyes a bit, looking, kind of staring at you with a gaze. You notice that some of the tattoos, from this distance, you notice that some of the tattoos on his face appear to be the tattoos in the design of eyes, with a black outline and red center.
What can I roll to see if I recognize?
You can just roll an investigation check.
Investigation?
Could I do the same?
Yes. You're both looking at him. Alright. Hines, you get distinct impression that he has... It's almost as if he's got 8 eyes on his face, when only 2 are real. The rest are all tattoos. But they're kind of like lined up with 4 in the middle and 2 on either side after that. Giving, again, a total of 8.
I'll tell him, like, I don't think she'd want to talk to you. Not because of who you are as a person, but because you would probably terrify.
He's like spider dragon.
You said he has 8 eyes, but they're all fake.
Well, no, the tattoos make him look like he's got 8 eyes, but only 2 are real.
Alright.
It's part of the Grimhill.
We're just gonna go down and whisper to Cage.
The eyes are actually not real. Except 2 of them.
I got that. Do you know what they represent? I ask him.
Not a clue.
Can I make a religion check to see what they represent?
Since you're not currently looking at him, that wouldn't actually help.
Uh-huh.
Right now, only Cage and Hines are currently engaged looking at him. Everyone else is kind of didn't state they're paying any attention.
I'm watching from a distance, but not engaging, so I won't do anything.
7?
It does look like he's got some sort of spider fixation, considering the tattoo design. But from what, it's unclear.
But yeah, I tell him, like, I'd love to let you talk to her, but you'd probably terrify her into running away. That'd cause more problems for this place. And this is one of the few taverns I haven't been kicked out of, so I'd like to keep it that way.
Could I turn around to Kamsin and just go, you know this guy?
She'd kind of look up, glance at him, and then be like, nope.
Well, look.
I want to try and persuade him to leave us alone.
Sure.
After I say that.
He kind of stares you down at this point with all of his eyes. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be that effective of a glare, but he's definitely, not persuaded from speaking with her.
Wow.
I would suggest you move a little bit. You do not interfere, little gnome. And he turns around again.
Again, I'm telling you, she probably won't want to talk to you.
He ignores you and moves closer to towards camp scene.
I'm sitting next to Camp scene, by the way.
Cam would turn to look at him at that point. Since
does he physically push Cage?
No, Cage was behind him. Remember, he had to turn around to look at you guys.
Oh, I thought I stepped in front of him.
Hines. The description was Hines stepped behind him. He turns, then Cage stepped up in front of him. So therefore, both of you are behind him as he turns around because on the other side of camp scene.
I stand up next to Camp scene.
Okay, I thought we were both of us were between him and Kamsin.
Also got a description I picked up on. But he can also just walk around or step over the gnome. I mean, he's tall. He's very
Stop
tall.
over the gnome.
And Cage is a gnome, so it really Cage being in front of him doesn't really do anything. So he just kind of like goes over towards Campsie and stops in front of her and kind of nods his head a bit. It's rare when I see another sister in this place. See a sister, not another sister. Blah, just a sister.
I kind of aside because, like I said, I don't think she quite realizes that she's a dragonborn. Like, I don't think it registers that she's not like just a human or something.
With scales, tail, and a wing.
Yeah, it's kind of hard, but like I don't know if she just like
she has a level of madness. Let's go with that.
Yeah, she's like hi.
I've not seen one with your coloring before. It's quite lovely.
Yeah, a lot of people keep saying that. I don't get it.
Is it a place where you come from all like you?
She's just like kind of blanks out for a second. She's like, I don't know.
Are you
she's
lost? Are you lost then?
Maybe.
He nods.
I mean, I know where I am. I'm right here, but
but your people. Your kin.
She kind of gives him a blank look again, like, I'm not sure.
He nods. And forgive me, but I have to take 2 minutes and go start the rice.
Okay, fair enough.
Sorry for the noise, guys. I'm making rice for rice to go with dinner tonight. I need to start it now, or else it's not going to get made done in time.
Worships. Yeah.
Okay. Bean carrot. Walked up.
What's wrong?
Poison. And spider.
Silver is.
The chromatic ones. So easy. Yeah, there's no.
I think you're completely cutting out, Tobias.
What? Yes, for me.
Okay.
Project.
Seems to be doing fine.
Watch more.
Getting what I usually get. Download to 92 and upload to 93.
Now I can hear you better.
Yeah, I know.
Alright. Sorry about that. So he was talking to Camsian and asking where she was, from, asking if she was lost because she didn't seem to know anything like that.
We're so
Does he have... What is he wearing? What does he have on him visibly? Do I see anything on him?
just he has a red robe.
He appears to have some kind of odd red robe wrapped around his body.
Oh, I could have just set his robe on fire.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't thinking that. Do I recognize the robe, or could I do a check to recognize it?
Sure, you can roll any kind of intelligence check would work.
History?
Sorry if I distracted you.
No, it's more like a straight intelligence check.
All right.
I'll do one.
All right.
No need.
As you study the supposed robe in detail, you realize it's not a robe. It's a pet. His skin color might be mostly green. However, he's got red wings that are simply wrapped around his torso to simulate a robe of some kind.
He is a Christmas dragonborn. It's Santa. Santa's a dragonborn. Oh. I knew it.
I'm thinking about what I have to do here.
Do you whisper it to the gnome?
Santa Claus.
Yeah, I just turned up to Cage and go, yeah, that's not a cloak, that's wings.
Damn, I was fired.
You're gonna light his wig cloak on fire?
I
Great.
won.
You're trying to set a dragon on fire, a dragon-type person on fire. Okay.
Hey,
You know
he's not a red, bronze, or gold dragon.
He's got red wings. He might be green in color, but he's got red wings.
Well, yeah, now I know.
I'm not saying he is immune to fire. I'm just pointing out from your perspective that his wing color is green, is red.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm just gonna go, so you're a dragonborn with wings, are you?
He kind of looks over towards Heinz. Not used to seeing many with wings, are you?
Nope.
Not until this morning, no.
That's true.
Your new companion here.
What?
She's been with us for a while. I'm the next person.
Oh no, I was talking about another dragonborn.
Okay.
Okay.
Being noisy, huh?
Kitty.
Yep.
I've got my cat sitting on my chest right now, purring.
This one just wants attention right now.
Quick, make a character sheet for the cat.
I miss having a cat. I just have the broke-ass dog.
You got that
Five dogs and 2
the little prickly potatoes too.
Cactuses.
Cactuses.
2 of them. Yeah.
Well, that's true. Cactuses are prickly. I was just thinking potatoes and the types and
They're cactus
shape.
potatoes, spiked potatoes, angry spiky rocks.
Tiny durians. They smell bad too.
Yeah, they're not too bad.
Okay. So not quite durians.
Yeah. Bart poop everywhere. The other one poops in her litter box.
She likes a clean cage versus him who doesn't care.
Yeah, he's a slob. He's like most men.
Anyway. Considering everybody else in the party are men.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't argue with that.
yeah, I'm not gonna agree either.
Yeah, anyway.
I might take some offense, but none. I don't. I don't have any offense to take.
Yeah.
I keep my fence outside.
Anyway, so the Dragonborn guy is still trying. Was still trying to stand there and talk to Camsian when Heinz suddenly noticed that that cloak he's wearing is actually a set of wings that's growing out of his back. It's just a different color from the rest of his skin.
But why are they red, though?
He kind of looks back again at Heinz and says, I guess that is how they are where I come from.
But where do you come from?
Well, you probably wouldn't believe. And he gives a toothy grin, showing off sharp little teeth.
You'd be surprised what we don't.
You'd be surprised what I believe of things that you don't think I would believe that I would believe.
He looks away again from Heinz and back at Kamsine. Are you okay with these individuals, sister?
She just nods. She's like, yeah. She's like, they're not from around here, so they're the safest and least insane things I've found. Well, and really, I've only been here, 2 weeks, if that? I was stuck in a bad place for a while. That wasn't here or there.
Been like almost 3 weeks, I think. I think right somewhere around 3 weeks.
So I've been here less than a month. Been in the real world less than a month.
Oh, interesting. Well, it's a wide, wide world now. You can go where you like.
I say out loud, like, I think it's time for us to go. We have business to take care of, right, everybody? Right? Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So we should probably get going.
Yeah, so
it's nice meeting you, Mr. Dragonborn guy. But it's time for us to...
Yeah. Bye. Sorry, didn't catch your name.
He kind of nods and walks away without giving one.
Oh.
I'm gonna walk toward where Fan is.
That's gonna write you down as the dragon.
Actually, I will go with him to help him out since I'm sure I know.
Oh, we lost Quentin. He's in the AFK channel.
Yep.
I go up to him and go, hello, ladies. How are you doing?
They're like, hi. And, they're kind of like now all over fun.
I'm sorry to disturb you, ladies, but our friend here we need to head out and take care of some important business. I'm gonna have to take our friend with us. Is that right, Fawn?
Yes.
Thank you very much, ladies, for keeping an eye on our friend. He's new to this.
Come back anytime, one says.
Oh, absolutely.
Fun, do a perception check.
Oh.
There's a hickey.
All 12.
Slippy fingers, deep pockets.
Before leaving, Cam is gonna try to jump off the balcony. He's gonna try out these things.
Glide out.
Float down, majestic.
So acrobatics. What do you want for that? Like
acrobatics.
Let's see.
Face plant.
Face plant. Woo! I think he tried a whole bunch of that kind of stuff.
You
She
land
never stuck the landing.
You land majestically. Not wonderfully, but you don't get yourself hurt when you land. Your wings don't seem to open as you attempt it, though.
I'm just gonna kind of, as Fan walks away, we're walking away with Fan, I'm like, do you have everything?
I
don't trust them at all. I don't trust anybody.
Like, Fan doesn't trust me, but to be honest.
Yeah, this Fan do a check of his person.
Yeah, Fan checks, see if anything's gone.
He can't find his daggers anywhere.
I'm fine with that.
I whispered to them, of course you can't trust them, they're whores.
Apparently, ones that like daggers.
Of course, you like
Well,
dagger.
you
I never
should
used
do
the
it,
daggers,
take it
so-
out to the pocket and stick it in your gut.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
they
just
might
still
have
high.
if you didn't pay them. You're lucky we got you out when we did.
Well, Fawn still isn't as nerdy looking as the half orc.
That's true.
Also, the half orc is a lot bigger.
Yeah, that is true.
17
Alright.
strength.
The tavern. I yell at the barkeep. I go, bye. I'll see you later.
Bye. And as you
I like
and as you get to the entrance, some of you like outside the tavern, some of you still kind of in. You hear a sudden scream from the back of the room.
Oh, I guess I know what the daggers were used for.
What do you guys
Chase
do?
is actually going to look through the. I'm going to
I
look through the
turn
door.
around
see what
immediately.
Yeah, turn around and like.
Move out of the way for the people who are gonna run out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Stampede.
I don't
Even
think that-
even the Goliath is getting out from behind the bar, and as you look past the people, you notice that there is a large man, probably a human, slumped over a table in the back. And there's like two girls there, and they're both screaming, saying, "He's been poisoned! He's been poisoned!"
I look at the
Like-
kobold with us and go, dude, we need to go help him, like, now.
I'm running over and putting insight and checking
I'm-
those two girls.
Um,
I'm going over there.
Oh, I
Is-
believe him.
is the dude still alive?
Medicine check.
Are the girls saying the truth?
Yes, they're screaming, they're upset, toothless, this guy is definitely dead, his tongue's turned black, his eyes are all bulged and open.
Too
I'm
late
gonna
for
do an
too late for
investigation, see
lesser
if I can figure out who-
restoration. With the medicine check, would I know what kind of poison it was?
It looks like some sort of toxin that would take several minutes once ingested to kill.
I look around the room. Do I see anyone trying to slip away?
Roll a perception check.
I'm going to join in on that because, yeah,
Yeah, might as well join it.
I am alert.
Yeah, we all got good rolls that time.
You don't see anyone who looks specifically trying to slip away, no, but you do see a couple people, like, looking as if they're upset that they've been stuck in here now that, the Goliath is kind of standing in front of the door and barring it.
Is there
Those
anybody
ones
near the guy that might? I actually just like, hey, who knows this guy?
Well, it says his name is Alan. He works at one of the administration offices. The one woman says.
Really? Okay. Oh, he could have a lot of works for the administration.
Oh no, that was actually. Fuck it. Let's check if there are any undead here, just in case.
Yes.
Okay, so as the grave, first of all, you get the ability to occasionally sense the presence of the undead, whose existence is an insult to the natural cycle of life. Well, then your next turn isn't
Great.
total behind cover, is protected by divine magic. Okay, within 60 feet. You get the sense that the lower floors of this building might be haunted.
Ooh, spooky bar.
Good to know.
Too
Does
spooky.
anyone else think it's odd that someone gets poisoned in a tavern where a green dragonborn was?
Oh, is the Dragonborn still here?
Roll perception check.
Oh, so we're one. We're all like, where is he?
We're all just looking around like crazy.
Please roll.
You've looked everywhere, and you don't see him anywhere.
I go to the bartender and I go, have you seen that green dragonborn?
No, I think he left like 2 minutes ago. Thought you were talking to him.
Yeah, we were. He might have poisoned this guy before he left.
I mean, that's pretty presumptuous. Like,
Well, I mean,
he's a green dragon, but
Well, okay. Who else
But he had
do we
red
know
wings, I mean.
that you had that had poison?
He also had spider eyes, I believe, on his thing.
I mean, could be someone else. Let's. Who else is in here?
I'm in here.
There's that weird halfling guy. There's that shifty-looking kobold. There's those women who stole from Fun.
I go, wait a second. And I'm like, I met a halfling that might have worked for a certain person that doesn't like competition, and that guy might have taken care of him.
Oh.
How is he?
Is that halfling still around?
Yep, he's looking upset over by the bar, as if he's like, "Oh God, I can't believe I'm still stuck in here. I need to get out of here now." Sort of look.
Hello.
Yeah,
Do I-
I'll go up to him. I'll have hide
I'm
spider
also
out.
approaching.
Yeah. I'll stand looking at him from a distance, just you know,
I'm just gonna sit at the bar.
acting like I'm upset, but you know.
Yeah, I'll walk
Yes.
up to him nonchalantly. Go, hey, buddy, how's it going?
He kind of makes a little squeaky noise and goes, hi, Cage, right? You're a musician around here?
You could say that. I'm more of a performer, bard of the bard's version.
Well, yeah, aren't all
I can do a
musicians
little bit of
birds?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said magician.
No, musician.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, yeah, I'm a musician here. What's got you all upset?
Well, I really shouldn't be stuck here any later than I was. I was already pushing it, and now the Goliath won't let us out.
Well, I mean, somebody did die in her tavern. I would probably bar the place too to to see if anybody of any
But
nasty-
why? A guy like that, it's gotta be a heart attack, right?
No, oh no, my I have a friend that said he checked him. Indeed,
Yeah,
said
poison.
that it was a fast-acting poison.
Well,
Pretty
then
good
it's
poison.
probably those girls he was standing over there with. One of them probably did it.
No, it
I
couldn't be
doubt
them.
it. They're business women. They only care about their business, and if they are spited in any way, shape, or form, they are much more forward about their anger and poison.
Plus, they have a dagger.
I'll also cast gentle repose over on the dude who died, just in case.
And I'm going to try to persuade the halfling to tell him why he's really up, and try to get information. And I just look at him. I act like a buddy. I'm like, come on, man. What's up? Why are you so upset?
He's kind of chewing on his bottom lip. Says, "Well, the boss didn't really want me to be in here, right? For all this time, especially not with, someone of his. And if the guards come, they'll take it from me."
You know who my appointment?
He shakes his head. "I got no idea, man."
Who's your boss? If
Fuck.
I'd like to know. I'd like to
It's
know
still
who
treated as
you
an
would.
8.
It's a 15.
Just the boss.
You're
He kind of holds up a hand. Come on, he's just the boss. That's all I know.
Why doesn't he want you to be?
Well, because I've got some of his property, we shall say, on me right now, and again, the guards may not like that.
Would it happen to be a gemstone of a wide variety of?
You have yeah. The halfling suddenly turns on Toothless, who's gotten up, and he shrieks at the kobold and goes, "Hey, don't touch me!"
What did you do to the guy?
Toothless,
That is supposed to die.
Toothless. It's okay. He didn't kill him. Him and I are just having a conversation. Go do the gentleman's final rites.
I already did that just now. We need to wait for like a spot to bury him, but he's okay for now.
Okay, cool. Let me have a chat with this guy. He's kind of upset right now. Him and I are just having a conversation. Thank you, though. Thank you. But anyways, I continue with my questioning. So, do you have any gems of a colored variety?
Is she going to attempt to sample any of the stuff that in front of the dead guy?
Quite that stupid.
Okay. Can you repeat the question, please, Cage?
I was asked. Has rocks on.
The halfling is shaking his head.
I promise.
Yeah, I think Cave's thing might be cutting out. Couldn't barely make out what he's saying.
I was asking.
You might want to reload, Cave. Or maybe I should say. Hold on. Can anyone say anything?
Potatoes are very lovely.
It's like Cave's end then.
Alright, give me a second. Let me.
He was asking if they have stones of a color variety.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, man. I don't have any of that.
Come on, man. It's just between us. I won't tell anyone. You can trust me.
But I don't trust you.
Maybe you should.
You can trust everybody in this tavern. I'm
He
probably
suddenly points out over at Camsine. What is that Dragonborn doing?
That's normal for her.
Roll a perception check.
Whoops, that's not. Whoops, my bad.
That's wrong place.
Critical save. Could I roll perception?
Yeah, anybody who's talking to this guy, roll perception check.
I'm not talking, I'm just standing there looking at the conversation.
Okay.
And that's
Well,
the first time I didn't notice.
as soon as Cage turns around to look at what Gamzee's doing, you see the halfling hop over the bar. Basically, the people attempt to hide.
I assume Heinz tells me that he hopped over the bar.
I sort of get over to you and go, yeah, he's behind the bar.
You hear a sudden squeak, a sudden sound of a squeak as some sort of hatch is manipulated.
A hatch?
I look over the bar.
I jump over the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the halfling disappearing into some sort of cellar hatch, and it slams shut behind him.
I open it and I yell, "I wouldn't do that. It's haunted down there."
Ooh, in the spooky basement.
Yeah, let's get to the spooky basement.
You know, yeah. Tell you what, he's in the basement. I'll fly down after. I just jump down after him.
Same.
Yeah, that's where I'll go to.
Cam pauses to take one last swig of a drink and then jumps down the hole.
Yeah, chugging the drink. Yeah.
I'll wave Toothless and Fawn and say, kind of like wave them over.
Everyone just disappears behind the bar. It's like a magic trick.
You know what? I'm just gonna cast False Life on myself just because I heard it's haunted here and rather not. Oh.
It's pitch black down there. So people with dark vision can still make things out. People without can't see anything. It smells very musty, and it just it's cool. It's cold, and in some places it seems to almost chill your bones. The people with dark vision can look around and see various little shelves. That the ceiling is tall enough to admit a Goliath, but having stooped too much. Kegs of ale, casks of wine, that sort of thing. But all close in together, so that there's a lot of places to not be able to see through, but still places for somebody small to hide behind.
We're gonna look for a halfling. Investigation or perception?
I'm gonna do
Investigation.
perception. I'll do that, and I'm like, you don't trust me. You don't want to be in here, dude.
Investigation.
Ghouls will come out and get you.
I'm pulling out a torch. Since I'm blind down here.
Alright, so investigation shows you the little footsteps of the halfling as he ran across the cellar floor here, which is a bit like, spongy, made of dirt, that sort of stuff. It's not a finished basement sort of place. It's just a really nice storage area that keeps nice and cool, so that you can store cold stock and everything.
All right. Well, I'm following. I'm just following footsteps.
I'll follow Hines.
Yeah, I'll follow.
I'm gonna cast light on my my katana.
You start to hear the sound of plink, plink over in one corner, along with the shattering of what sounds like the shattering of some sort of small glass, and you hear the halfling curse.
I'll rush over there.
That's what I thought. Yep.
You find him over by looks like a graded drainage ditch. You see several empty vials in his hand, and one vial that he looks like he's trying to get open, along with some bits of glass on the ground in front over the drain. The vial contains something red.
I'm gonna go up to him and shove my scimitar up against his throat. And I'm gonna tell him, I tried being nice to you. I really did. But you've forced our hand. Who is your boss? And why are you carrying product in public? Fucking idiot.
No, you don't understand. And then he starts coughing and spluttering, as the scimitar gets closer, and you hear kind of a crunching noise, and you go, oh shit. And you just kind of the odor of blood kind of reaches your nose.
Oh.
Did he bite his nightcap?
Well, he accidentally crushed the vial in his hand, basically. So the glass pieces punctured his hand, and whatever was in the substance just kind of reached into his bloodstream.
I look at Toothless. Toothless, can you restore? Get this shit out of his system.
I can try. Lesser restoration.
So he gasps as the restoration switches through him, and he kind of he kind of slumps up against the wall as best as he can, and kind of breathes rapidly. Thought I was a goner there for a moment, and then he kind of registers the sword at his throat again and goes, "Oh crap."
Oh, trust me, you will be if you don't give me the fucking information I want.
I'll go up to him and go, it's okay, we already know who he works for. Your boss is indoor?
Kind of chews on his lip. So, you're not dead after all, are you?
Not quite.
If he was, he wouldn't be standing here talking to me.
The rumors about my demise are highly exaggerated. And I started the rumor.
He won't stop hunting you, once he figures out you're alive.
Well, there's not a lot of people who know that.
But for now, we're going to take you. Unfortunately, those useless guards.
We could blame the crime on him, the murder upstairs.
He does have vials.
Exactly.
One of them is empty and broken. Could have been trying to hide it.
You can definitely do that.
We can definitely put him away. We don't need to sell.
Tell the guards.
Exactly.
Tell the guards so he knows about the warehouses and the trafficking and the cult involved.
Unless, he just, let us know all of that now.
Yeah, but would they really believe us? They already hate me.
Yeah, you're right. They do hate you.
They don't like my singing about how badly they suck.
But they wouldn't hate me. Hopefully.
It'd be easier if we
enough.
took the halfling with us.
Oh yes.
And then they could do what they want to torture. I think they have minotaurs there. Could probably eat them.
Don't they have
The,
the torture
the
device?
halfling shivers, more under your grip. Minotaurs? He seems to be
Oh,
quite
yes.
upset at that possibility.
Oh yeah, yes. I think halfling is their favorite meal, if I remember.
Oh yeah,
Well, at least
absolutely.
one
I
of
heard
their
that
famous-
too.
One of their favorite snacks.
It's a meal. It's a snack.
Yeah. So I tell them, so you can do one of two things. You can come with us to the guards and tell them what you know, or get arrested for murdering that dude. Your choice.
He's basically got this look in his eyes like, you just put him between a rock and a hard place. He has no idea how he's going to get out of this. And just, decides the best course of action is not to say anything. Just kind of, give you the wide-eyed, frozen expression and, be done with it.
I'm gonna attempt to intimidate.
I shove my sword into the wall behind him, right next to his head.
16 on intimidation.
Alright. So, between Cage's intimidation and Shiori's actions, the halfling's eyes roll back in his head and he slumps to the ground.
Actually, easier to carry him.
Just in case, I'll cast Spare the Dying. Don't want people to die.
It looks like he just fainted, that's all.
I see look at Toothless
So
go,
be
oh,
easier
good
to
boy.
take care of. So, I pull out my rope and I tie him up.
Alright, Cage. So what's the plan here? Taking him to the guards then?
Well, yeah.
Should we blame
Definitely.
the murder on him?
No, we have him, so the guards can do what they want.
Well, we're just gonna bring him to the guards because he knows about the vials and the rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think he still has one of the vials on him, or at least
True, the red
he has
one.
the empty vials, which should have some remaining.
Alright. I'll gather up the evidence if I can.
Alright. So you've now got 2 empty vials, and there's also pieces of glass lying everywhere.
I'm gonna check him and see if he has any more vials.
Nope, it appears that was it.
How long are we gonna keep on going for? Because, yeah, it's not that late for me normally, but I have school tomorrow.
Alright.
Question?
Does it seem like a good stopping place for you guys? I know some of you also needed to leave early for various reasons.
Oh,
Kempsey can plant things on him. That's cool.
yeah, definitely. We'll do that too.
Sure, he doesn't mind doing that. Gets him to stops this cult fast or whatever that is. Stop more victims.
I have a feeling the guard's in on it too, though. Like I maybe not. Like
That's possible. Yeah.
They're probably gonna be upset that we, did more work than they have.
because they warned us away from it, so I feel like they have some kind of vested interest in it. Alright,
Yes.
so.
It does feel weird helping the guards, but as Cage has pointed out, they are useless.
Yeah, so we'll do that and we'll just go back up to tie down
Yes.
halfway.
Suppose we'll take the troll gaze another day.
We'll troll the troll. Yep. Never
Yep.
mind.
Alright then.
I did not mean to click that.
Alert.
Yes. Fucking 9 to initiative was nice.
And
That and be the swashbuckler.
You can't be surprised while you are conscious. Other creatures don't gain advantage. Alright then. So, I guess we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Mm.
yep.
I will not be here because I'll be camping.
Oh,
Ooh, camping.
camping trip.
It's a legitimate strategy.
That it is. I used to have a bumper sticker that said that. Legitimate strategy! I camp with snipers.
I can't stand camping. Oh, this is
Alright.
That's how real snipers work.
Yep, that's exactly right.
That's
Snipers stay in one spot for a long period of time.
Tea in a bottle.
Yep. Or just, out in the ground.
snipers. I can understand.
Are you sure they don't run around spinning and jumping and spinning in circles?
No, wait, you're right. That is true. They run out in the middle of the battlefield screaming, 360!
Anything else to add about this session before we close?
Nope.
I'm good.
I tried being nice to
We did.